You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey guys, are you tired of tagging along with your wife or your girlfriend when you need a pedicure or manicure? Do you feel intimidated being the only guy in a female nail salon? If so, then I have the solution for you. The Man Cave is now open. I'm Amanda and I've opened the Man Cave to give men a spot just for them and for their grooming needs. Come relax in our comfortable masculine atmosphere and enjoy some free drinks and snacks during your nail service. The Man Cave, next to Lighting by Design on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
May 2020, a riot erupts in downtown Greenville. Small businesses are looted. The county courthouse windows are smashed. American flags are torn down and burned. Liberal State House candidate Brian Farkas refused to condemn the violence. Instead, Farkas attacked our police by calling for a radical statewide oversight committee that would bypass our local elected sheriff and district attorney. Farkas even took a $5,400 donation from a group which explicitly seeks to defund our local police at a time when we need them most. State Representative Dr. Perrin Jones has taken a different approach. He's working with Democrats and Republicans in Pitt County to institute meaningful reforms that protect victims of crime and the rule of law, all while honoring those who put their lives on the line for us every day.
I'm Dr. Perrin Jones, and I'll stand up for our police here in Pitt County and across North Carolina.
Dr. Perrin Jones for State House, paid for by supporters of Perrin Jones.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's.
Hey, can I get a cheeseburger and add lettuce and tomato?
No, we don't have it. You can get some macaroni and barbecue chips on it, though.
Greg Brady style. Or cream cheese and jalapeno jelly. Cobra Kai.
Or bacon, a fried egg, and some cheese. Chiplet.
Or just cheese, like a cheeseburger.
Cool. I'll take a Greg Brady with those new cheese fries you guys got.
Sounds good.
Oh, I forgot. Can I get a side of ranch?
No! Jack Brown's, 805 Dickinson Avenue, Greenville.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685842. Equal housing lender.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello everyone, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios. A great 3-hour tour coming your way today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. Live online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And you can see, joining me right now, is Tyler Feldman, WITN Sports. Hello, Tyler.
Hey, Clipper. Hey, how are you?
Clipper. Atticus gave me a Tyler Feldman-esque clipper on the postgame show the other night.
I saw that, and I was like, is that what I say every time I come on? And then I tried to position myself in this studio to remember what I say to you as a salutation. And I said, yeah, I threw him a like.
Clipper! So that was he exaggerates his a little bit. That was Josh from the other night. We had fun on the fifth quarter the other night, Tyler.
I was looking forward to the sixth quarter, but I wasn't sure how long you go when it changes quarter.
And we were here till about midnight, so
Okay.
I was done with the fifth.
Well, the team got home around 3 a.m., according to Donnie Kirkpatrick, and he opened up a happy cheer, I think he said yesterday, a cup of cheer.
What a win for those Pirates in purple on Saturday.
Mike Houston was even surprised. He said after the game he didn't even expect to win by 20 points. But defensively, Jairo Wilson, Northside Jacksonville product, they got some sacks. They pressured the quarterback. The trenches, the offensive and defensive lines looked a lot better. Offensively, they looked like a whole nother team. And Donnie Kirkpatrick took a lot of the blame for Georgia State when he talked yesterday. But I was shocked at that outcome at South Florida. It made me think that just the Bulls were a really bad team. Should I scoot over?
No, William points out that Tyler needs a coaster for his bottled water.
Oh!
It's right in front of him, William. Thank you.
Do I respect Wood? Yes, I do, when someone points out that I wasn't respecting Wood.
Respect the
That's
Wood.
a scene from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
All right, interesting. So Tyler, ECU.
Oh, I gotta love that sound.
It's beautiful. And Navy coming up Saturday. There's a bit of smoke going around.
Did you see that video of the Zamboni up in Rochester catching fire? It was going around social media.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
It was a Zamboni cleaning the ice.
Mhm.
If you're not familiar in this area, there's ice, and then a Zamboni cleans the ice. And it just shot up in flames. And so I feel like that's where this ECU Navy game's at after yesterday. Mike Houston's surprise visit.
We're a flaming Zamboni?
Yeah, this is a flaming Zamboni situation.
I mean, you look up flaming Zamboni in the dictionary.
Yeah.
You'll see this game.
Now, depending on the dictionary, I think you'll get a different definition.
Okay. How about, what's the one online called? What's the Urban Dictionary?
Urban Dictionary,
I don't know why I
yes.
couldn't think of that.
And then, of course, you've got the Suburban Dictionary.
So
Merriam-Webster's. You've got several dictionaries.
Yeah, there could be an issue with this team right now, and the line of the game is showing that, actually. ECU was a 1-point favorite yesterday. Last time I looked, they were 3-point underdogs today. And, Mike Houston talked. In fact, Shirley, let's hear what Mike Houston had to say, because usually on Wednesday we just hear from Donnie Kirkpatrick and from Blake Harrell. Yesterday, Mike Houston began the Zoom, and here were his opening comments.
Okay, I just want to jump on real quick before the coordinators got on here. I thought it was important to hear from me first today. We all knew this year was going to have a lot of uncertainty surrounding it with the COVID-19 pandemic. We're seeing it all across the country in the sport of college football. I think particularly with some of the news that came out this afternoon that I got when I was coming off the field about the University of Alabama. Obviously, there's things at Florida. It's just, it's a different year, and we're all dealing with a lot of stuff. It's not been easy to deal with, and it's a situation that we take very seriously in the way we handle it and our protocols. The big thing is I've been really, really proud of our young men and how they've handled everything we're asking them to do on a weekly basis. Obviously, it's not normal. It's something that's, it's inconvenient. It's difficult at times, but they've done a great job of understanding the process and really trying to do a great job of adhering to it. We are dealing with some issues right now, and we'll continue to work through them as the week goes on. We had another round of testing today, so it's a situation that's still very fluid. We've had 2 really good practices, particularly today. Really pleased with the way our team practiced today, the energy, the effort, the performance. Really were able to correct some things from yesterday and really have a productive day. Feel very, very good about where we are going into the weekend. We're facing a very talented Navy team this weekend. Obviously, it's going to be a great challenge, but I feel confident our team's going to be ready to go. Not really going to discuss or get into who's available or who's not available right now. I'm excited about the group that we have on the field. We have had to make some adjustments, but those adjustments have been made and are going to continue to be made. The staff is working, very hard to ensure that we're prepared for the game this weekend, but we won't have a true picture until the end of the week of what our roster is going to look like. We knew it's going to be an abnormal year. Everybody understood that. Our players understood that, and I'm really proud of the way that they've handled the adversity. So,
all right, Mike Houston there, and it felt like we were getting close to maybe an answer of what was happening, and then he'd run away from it quickly, and he's not going to go into detail. He might not even know what he's going to have available because there's more testing to do before Saturday's game. But clearly, something is afoot, Tyler, that's not good.
Not ideal. My favorite, though, was when someone followed back with Donnie Kirkpatrick after the fact, asking the same sort of question about numbers or which players. And then Donnie said hilariously, because he just understands the environment, the room that he's in. He always adds some levity. He says, well, Mike Houston's watching what I say right here. He's right behind the camera. So
right.
He wasn't going to say anything either.
No.
And that's smart. If you're ECU, they really have a best-case scenario for these types of situations because us, the media, we're not allowed to go to practice currently. So it's not like we could see who was out there and who wasn't out there. And so they don't have to tell us.
They control the message.
They control the message.
That's how they want it, and I understand it from both angles.
But those reports about Holton, if Holton's not a go, Donnie was asked about Mason Garcia and how it's next man up mentality, and he got those reps in against Georgia State. But I just think when you're that rookie quarterback coming in against a Navy defense that returns 8 of its 11 starters from last year, that's not an ideal situation.
A team that gave up just 10 to ECU in last year's meeting in a 42-10 game. Mike Houston wouldn't answer any questions, but he did allow questions to be asked. Shirley, hit the Mike Houston Q&A portion from yesterday.
Coach, I know you don't want to discuss names. Can you at least give us some numbers, the amount of people that are involved as far as positive tests and the amount of folks through contact tracing this affects?
well, like I said, with another round of testing this morning, it's still something we don't have a clear picture on. So we'll be able to have a clearer picture towards the end of the week.
Coach, there are obviously some rumors out there about Holton's status. Can you just address his status and if he's involved in all this?
There's no way I want to address any kind of rumor, and you know how rumors go, so you better be careful.
Did he practice today, or did quarterbacks practice?
I'm not discussing any players. That's why I said at the very beginning of this thing, just want to get on here and address that. So, any other questions?
Nope. That'll be it.
Pirate Radio T-shirt idea. You know how rumors go, so you better be careful. And then it's just a big clown Troy D face on the back.
Wait, why is he a clown face?
Well, because then he asked the question to Donnie K, and Donnie K gave Troy D a hard time. So it all circles back.
You got to keep asking the question.
Plus, it gives his facial recognition on the back. So if you put his phone to the back of one's shirt, it would open up.
I don't quite understand it.
That's fine.
Clipper!
I'm concerned because they have those tests again Friday, and I think that will determine. The game was moved to ESPN2 today, which seems like a good sign. But I don't know.
I mean, the best sign to me is that they practiced yesterday.
Yes.
That there's enough players to practice. And
the bad sign was that Mike Houston, who's not scheduled to speak Wednesday, felt it and deemed it important enough to speak on this issue, but not really give us any specific details. So
why is the principal coming to the classroom?
Yes.
What happened?
Yes. Why is Mrs. Brown coming to my classroom?
You don't want to see Mrs. Brown.
No.
That is for sure.
No, you don't. That was my middle school principal.
How's Nance doing?
My mom?
Yeah.
She's wonderful. I actually talked to my mom and my dad last night. My dad turned 60, went home for his 60th birthday last week.
Happy birthday, Mr. Feldman.
Yeah, Mitch. So that's what I've been up to.
The big 6-0. All right. You know what? Let's hear a Troy D question. He wanted to know, will Mason Garcia get significant playing time or possibly start against Navy? Donnie Kirkpatrick won, Shirley.
This must be a big game. Troy's here? He hasn't been here in any of these games on Wednesday. Is this like a really, really big game? No? What's going on here? Huh?
Good to see you, Coach.
Good to see you. Every game you prepare for everybody to be ready to go. That's what you have to do. And Mason has made a lot of progress, I would say, the last 3 weeks or so. He got in a little bit at the Georgia State game. Wished we would have gotten him in there a little bit earlier. Wish we could have gotten a few more snaps out of him. Just that week, had he moved ahead to the number 2 spot, he had an opportunity. Alex Flynn's arm got a little sore. Alex had to miss about a week of practice. Mason came in, and with that work, really started to improve. So last week, we had him warming up. We were ready to get him in there. I never dreamed we were going to go on an 8-minute drive. We were trying to. Didn't realize we'd be able to do that. And unfortunately, we didn't get the ball back. He didn't get in. So I was hoping he's going to make a contribution in those 2 games. And you know what? When you teach them every week, opportunity knocks, you better be ready, because you never know when it's going to be your time. And so I can't predict the future, but I think he is getting closer to being ready to answer that bell if he gets called.
All right. I guess the question of the day would be, if Holton Ahlers doesn't start on Saturday, who starts, Mason Garcia or Alex Flynn?
It's got to be Mason Garcia.
Why?
Because he's the successor. No offense to Alex Flynn.
He's the successor, but he's been, he's played 3 snaps. Of course, Alex Flynn has played.
If I'm ECU, none. I think the program's at a state where you need to give Mason Garcia the most reps he possibly can have, because
especially this year too, right, where everything you get basically a do-over.
Get Mason Garcia as many reps as possible. Get him comfortable in the system.
And then maybe we see both. I don't know. It's a shame too if Holton Ahlers can't play on Saturday, because the offense really got clicking with pretty much anything they wanted to do. Running the football, Ahlers had his most efficient game maybe ever, but in a long time, throwing the 3 touchdowns on like 25 or so attempts, whatever it was. I mean, everything was going right.
Well, the rushing game was huge. I'm a big fan of Rajee Harris. And
get in line, pal.
I'll get up right behind you in line.
No, 6 feet.
6 feet away from you. I think we're about 5 feet 7 inches between us right now. So, I mean, we could have Glenn come in here, and I know it's one thing you need to know about Glenn. He carries a ruler, 12-inch ruler on him at all times.
It's kind of his thing.
It's just one of his things. He's always drawn straight lines when lines could be crooked. Rajee Harris, Donnie Kirkpatrick said yesterday, compared him to the bus. And I was thinking that watching him run Saturday against South Florida. Jerome Bettis, big guy, has the size, and no offense to Darius Penix, but Harris just has that build, just can run over guys, and is a power back, and I think fits a lot better into this ECU offensive system.
End of thought.
Well, you got Hadfield hopefully coming back too.
That's what Donnie K said.
And he's got the speed. So
and you remember that when ECU's offense started clicking last year, second half of the season, Hadfield was a big part of that. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just C.J. Blake and Sneed who it really C.J. exploded, Sneed exploded, but Hadfield pretty much had a big game of play. Yeah. Or a big play a game, I should probably say.
And I think you need that speed against Navy's defense. You're going to need some quick plays to just get that Navy defense thinking, what's happening?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What am I seeing?
The other thing is, too, I mean, ECU offensively, the tough thing if Mason Garcia is the starter and Holton can't go, Blake Harrell said yesterday that they have spent the most time preparing for the triple option than any other team.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Blake Harrell has experience coaching against and with the triple option. So does Mike Houston. But I think that experience as a coach only goes so far. At some point, you've got to be able to execute, and that's the tricky part with the triple option.
I think he had the quote I like on Blake Harrell 5, Shirley. How do your previous coaching jobs help you understand how to stop the option?
Yeah, I think anytime as a football coach you get a chance to see a certain offense every day in practice, whether it be spring ball, fall camp, or it helps you be familiar with how they're trying to attack you, or the things they like to do, why they do it, and maybe just understanding the offense. At the same time, we always have a saying that it's not what you know, it's what your players know, and that's the important part this week is we got to get our players to understand our fits, our scheme, and what we're looking for on game day. So that's important, and they're doing a great job with that, and I'm really pleased about where we are at this point in the week.
All right, there is Blake Harrell, and the quote I was looking for is, the coach is one thing for the coaches to know, but the players need to know, not the coach, right? You've got to send that knowledge to your players, let them know what is going to happen on each play, what the options are in the option, and that is the big challenge for Blake Harrell this week.
You look at a multiple choice test. three answers, then all the above. You can coach to have your students know the answers front page and back, but at the end of the day, it's up to the student to know which choice to choose when it comes down to making that decision. And that's the tough part with the triple option.
Troy D is the king of analogies. I'm going to call you the prince of analogies, because that I didn't understand it until you just explained it that way.
So as the prince, if I was to maybe have someone kill Troy, then I would take over the throne. We're thinking like 200 years, like that's how that would typically happen.
I don't know. This took a dark turn.
Okay, we love you, Troy.
It's probably the queen or his son, I would think, would take over
so
the
as
kingdom.
the prince, if I married the queen.
Is that the new, like, move on to a new topic? I like that, Shirley. Anytime you hear the immediately stop what you're talking about, move on to the next thing. Tyler, when does Big Ten football start?
It starts the 23rd.
So,
is that a
next
Saturday?
Friday?
Or the 24th.
Okay, next week.
I haven't had to stress over Penn State football at all. That's why I haven't lost any more hair strands during this pandemic, which has been nice.
Speaking of you not doing anything, you have not had games to cover either, but that'll change on Saturday, right?
Yes, barring any late decision to postpone Navy ECU.
Let's just not even talk about that.
You know, the great guy that Billy Weaver is.
Great guy Weaver.
We only get one credential, but he's letting me go to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, shoot highlights. Hopefully I remember how to do that, and then go back and anchor.
In solidarity, have you thought about cutting it in half and neither one of you being able to go?
I don't know. He went to the first home game, which seems like forever ago.
It does.
He handled those duties, and I think the nice guy, again, that he is, allowing me to partake in some back to normalcy.
And Tyler, you were right, by the way. It is the 23rd because there's a Friday, October 23rd game between Illinois and Wisconsin.
Oh, you can't miss that game. That's going to be must-watch TV.
Is it? Actually, I mean, both of those teams are good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're trying to be sarcastic or what.
I don't know either. I kind of had that tone, but now that you say that,
it's actually
it might be a pretty good game. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the expectations for the folks in Happy Valley?
Right now, they were a top 10 team before the pandemic, and I think the poll still has them as a top 10 team.
They're number 9 right now.
Yeah, without even playing. So, again, I think with everything with this pandemic, less practice. I mean, obviously with the Big Ten, maybe they didn't make the greatest decision off the bat, but they formalized the decision. They're playing football, and preparation-wise, we'll have to see where those Big Ten teams are and how they stack up.
I'm fascinated to see all these teams return to action. Pac-12, Big Ten, and really Mountain West MAC as well. It should be fun.
College football overload. Hopefully, barring any... I mean, there have been some COVID cases picking up steam, so in the NFL and college. So
is barring any your favorite phrase to use?
Maybe today, because let me just say this is the sports bar with Clip Rock.
Actually,
so
this is Pirate Radio Live now. The show has changed. Yeah, you're not on a lot anymore.
Yeah, it's been twice in the last 9 months, and I just like to. Maybe it was a throwback Wednesday. I know typically that's saved for Thursdays or Tuesdays.
Okay, today is Thursday.
Oh, today is Thursday.
Are you okay?
Man, now that you ask me that question,
I don't know, Shirley. We need to stay with this for a moment because he doesn't know. He doesn't know what show he's on.
I don't know, Chandler. I don't think I've ever seen Chandler with a hat off, so that's taken me by surprise.
Good hair, Chandler is.
Honestly, he's got a great head of hair that I'm just realizing. I don't know why he hides it under his hat. I mean, Clip, you do that too. You got a great head of hair.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just like my hats.
You like your hats? Yeah,
I do like my hats. It's Thursday, Tyler.
Oh, it is. Okay, I'll remember. So tomorrow's Friday.
When are you on the news again?
Shooting some 8-man football tomorrow, and then Saturday.
All right.
I was called an ECU homer by a viewer recently.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't see you as that.
No, definitely not. He asked if I went to the university and had any affiliation, and then called me a homer.
Why? What did you do?
This was last Sunday. You know, you had the Panthers. I got to run Panthers. Alex Smith miraculously returning. If you've never seen Project 11, highly recommend E60 feature. I mean, the process that he had to go through to get back to playing football, even dressing, is incredible. One of the greatest stories of all time, comeback stories. Ran a Rajee Harris recap with a soundbite from Harris after his big game Saturday. Had to run NASCAR. So this gentleman calls. I didn't run any ACC recaps Sunday. I just didn't have time. I ran all the ACC stuff Saturday.
Sure.
But with the local news, everyone expects everyone's like a day late. The audience is maybe used to seeing stuff.
So what did he want? Like Duke, Syracuse?
He wanted, Duke recap or UNC, NC State, and I was trying to explain to him how I stacked the show. And
you actually like sent him a thoughtful email back?
He called, so I was talking to him on the phone. This is real time. I was just trying to explain to him why there's not enough time, and then
did he leave going away saying, "Okay, you're right, Tyler"?
He wasn't pleased. No, it wasn't.
Oh wow, just did not like your answer.
That's fine. You can't please everyone. But we're in Greenville, so it's like ECU takes the cake when they're winning by 20 points.
ECU homer Tyler Feldman joining us on Pirate Radio. This is your new home now, Tyler. Thanks for coming in, man.
Hey, no problem.
Looking forward to talking to my next guest, Tyler.
Who's that?
Brian Blick, former J.H. Rose quarterback, played at Navy, served with the Navy,
the original
and now
Double B.
is the director of ops for Navy football.
Nice. The original Double B.
Yeah, I heard you the first time.
Okay.
Didn't respond to it. We'll take a timeout. Take a timeout, come back, and have more for you on Pirate Radio Live.
Are you okay?
On a Thursday after this. Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's menu has grown again with the all-new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. The papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and are only $6. Choose from the all-new grilled buffalo chicken, Philly cheesesteak, Italian, pepperoni meatball, and barbecue chicken and bacon, all for only $6 each. Also for a limited time, get any large 5-topping pizza for only $13.99. Place your order today online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Hey y'all, it's Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's Halloween superstore for 22 years. It's been a crazy year, but Halloween is not canceled. We have everything you need to make this Halloween one to remember. And did someone say mask? Yeah, we have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
It's a story that started in a community like ours. Cal Cunningham grew up in Lexington, where church youth groups working at the local brickyard and McDonald's shaped his life. And now Cal's running a different kind of campaign for the U.S. Senate.
I'm Cal Cunningham. I want my service in the U.S. Senate to be about listening and going places where Democrats don't always go. That's what I learned growing up in Lexington, where we don't check voter registration before taking care of our neighbors. We believe in hard work and service, just like the soldiers I served with overseas.
Cal Cunningham volunteered after 9/11, a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve who served 3 tours and took on corrupt government contractors. And Cal will take on the corruption in Washington that's been rigging the system for the drug and insurance companies. That's why Cal's not taking corporate PAC money, because he believes the top 1% don't need more favors. It's regular folks who need a voice. He'll be a senator on our side.
I'm Cal Cunningham, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Cal for NC.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Banking is banking until service is not the same. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust, and this year has been unusual, but we have continued to focus on what has always been important to us, our customers. When businesses needed access to the Paycheck Protection Program, our team of local bankers worked around the clock to successfully keep our customers open and their employees working. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? We are Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or heading to the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. Coming up in just a little bit, we will talk about college football from a numbers standpoint with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau from Barstool Sports. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joins us at 4 o'clock. And the return of touchdown Tony Collins at 5 o'clock today. Troy D and myself will be talking to Tony Collins coming up in hour number 3 of today's show. Right now, we'll go out to the Fixed NC Live line now and talk to Brian Blick, an old familiar name here around these parts, and now the Director of Football Operations at Navy. Brian, great to talk to you. How you doing today?
Hey, Clip. How you doing, sir?
Doing fantastic. And Brian, once again, as I was setting this interview up with you, I remember calling your name years ago on Pirate Radio, and we used to do the high school game of the week, and you were a part of those great J.H. Rose teams. So I guess let's start there, Brian, and you growing up in Greenville and your memories of being here in Greenville, North Carolina. What stands out to you?
Oh, man, lots of great friends, family in the area. Food is real important to me, so, a lot of great places to eat. And I have to admit, my dog's name is Bowberry. So
oh, nice.
when the team comes to Greenville tomorrow, I got a little treat for them when they get to the hotel. But, yeah, so fortunate to grow up in Greenville and for all the great people there that have kind of helped me along the way to be where I'm at now. Certainly more than I deserve. So, yeah, thank you.
And Brian, Navy Week, always a special week and always different when we preview the game, because there's a lot more that goes into it. And just looking at your bio as you graduate in May of 2012, and it goes into your service. And how about that aspect of your life as you graduate from Navy? You serve your country, and what? How do you even put that into words? What something like that means to you?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think first and foremost, that portion of my life was an honor and a privilege. Anytime you represent this country and all the people inside of it, it brings a great sense of pride and joy to have been a part of our fighting forces, and specifically in the Marine Corps. So I was really grateful to have had the opportunity to commission as a Marine officer when I graduated from the Naval Academy. And so I spent 5 years in the Marine Corps as an artillery officer stationed out of Camp Lejeune. So I didn't make it very far, like just a couple minutes down the road in Jacksonville. Yeah. And, just what a great experience for me and for my family. And it just something that we hold on to and we cherish are those memories while we were in the Marine Corps. And it certainly shaped who I am today. And kind of opened the opportunity for me to be back here in Annapolis.
Brian Blick joining us. Brian, Director of Football Operations. What is? I'm sure there's a lot. What's in your job description with that title? What all do you do there in Annapolis for that Navy football program?
It's a great question. I'm still trying to figure it out. There's not a great job description. Around here, I like to call them oopserations. There's a lot of whoops, we forgot about that, and somehow that rolls their grenade down the hall into my office, and and we try and take care of it. But, the gist of the job is we try and take all of the supporting elements that go into running a program, and we want to take care of that for the head coach so that he doesn't have to worry about what's going on off the field, so he can focus on X to the O's. So what that kind of entails is, you got your strength staff, you have your medical staff, your video folks that do a great job to filming practice so the coaches can go cut it up and meet with our players, and our recruiting staff, and our administrative assistants and graduate assistants, so on and so forth. And, all those folks really make up our support staff. And really my job is to help us all get on the same page and to coordinate all the things that go into running the practice and getting us from point A to point B whenever we need to travel and all that sort of stuff. But really, more so than anything, just get out of the way and let these professionals do their job. We had a phenomenal staff here at Navy, and Coach Niumatalolo, it's what a great man. He always hires great people, so it's really easy job. and I love what I do. I love being here in Annapolis, and certainly opportunities like this to come back to my hometown and to a place I love and to partake in a game like this for such a storied program in East Carolina, man. It's awesome. I just absolutely love doing this job.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Talking to Brian Blick here today on Pirate Radio Live, and seems like Jeff Charles, over the years, Jeff would talk to pretty much every opposing head coach that ECU would play, and seems like over the years it's been harder to do, and that's kind of dwindled. But one coach that joins them each and every meeting is Ken Niumatalolo, and it always kind of makes me chuckle, Brian, when I hear those interviews, because Niumatalolo is leading these young men, these men, and we see him on TV, pretty intense guy at times, but when he does the interviews, he's so soft spoken, and it always kind of makes me chuckle. And how about give us your profile on Ken Niumatalolo? What kind of guy is he, Brian, away from the field, and kind of when you just have a normal conversation with him?
Yeah, what you see is what you get, and I couldn't sing higher praises for him. I'm just really fortunate because I work for my hero, and I mean that. Coach Niumatalolo is the best man I've ever met, besides my father and my brother. He is a phenomenal person. He leads this program and does things the right way. And I just don't have anything bad to say about him. He's just a phenomenal person. So what you see and what you hear on the radio and see on TV, that's him. There's no front. There's nothing. You're not going to come here and see anything different. More often than not, you're going to see him come into office with sandals on, and that's just his personality. But don't mistake it for that he's not a competitor.
All right.
I guarantee you this: he's the biggest competitor we have in our program, and so he really sets the tone with that. And the thing I love about Coach is he shows how you can be a competitor on the field and go as hard as you can during that play, and then in a split second turn it off and be a kind, respectable person and treat people with kindness and respect. And he's so humble. He's so humble, and I honestly could speak about him for days, and I hope for the people in Greenville that you just get a chance to meet him one day and come up to Annapolis. Give me a call. I'd love to give you a tour of this place, this campus.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can meet him in person. He's just an awesome person. I love him.
That's awesome. Talking to Brian Blick today, Greenville native, now Director of Ops for Navy football. And good news for Pirate fans, Brian. No Ricky Dobbs, no Keenan Reynolds, no Malcolm Perry on this Navy team. Bad news, they're still Navy, and they still do what they do. And Brian, how about you, somebody that's experienced it as part of the program, somebody in the program now with your the title you have, Director of Football Operations. Like, is option football the most beautiful brand of football that you know? Do you enjoy watching it week in, week out, Brian?
Yeah, I actually do. And I was thinking of this yesterday. We have a couple staff members now, actually a lot, that have been at University of Hawaii. If you look at our our staff profile, there's a decent amount. Now, some of them are older than others, were before they went into this run and shoot offense. But one of them is a younger fella, and he's coming from the air raid offense, and he's talking about, every day seeing these beautiful passes going down the field and how he loved that. And, I think that's great, but I absolutely love watching the triple option when it's in motion, when it's working. It's just a thing of beauty. It's a system. And, you get your 3 yards here, you get a big pop on the right side, and you just adjust off of everything that the defense is doing. And when it's working, it's beautiful. And I absolutely love it. So, I'm glad we're still running the offense. And hopefully it'll keep working. We'll see.
It has been tough to stop for the Pirates over the years, that's for sure. And new defensive coordinator Blake Harrell has his work cut out for him this Saturday when the Pirates take on Navy. We'll join you, be on the air, 8 a.m. Saturday, Bud Light pregame tailgate. You'll hear Jeff Charles' one-on-one interview with Ken Niumatalolo and a lot more on that program. Well, Brian, we'll let you run, and you're coming. It's great that you'll be able to come here to Greenville. A lot has changed. A lot will look different, but some things stay the same. I went to Sub Dogs down the road last week, Brian, and saw Marvin Jarman and RV eating there at Sub Dogs, which is about a once-a-week occurrence, I think. So,
oh, man.
A lot of new buildings and things, but the same old faces are still here, Brian.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I feel like every time I come into town, I see Marvin at a different restaurant. So I'm glad things don't change.
Absolutely. Hey, Brian, thanks so much for joining us, man, and have a fun trip here to Greenville, and we'll talk to you again down the road, man.
Absolute pleasure. Best of luck to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. There's Brian Blick, Director of Football Operations at Navy, former J.H. Rose quarterback. He was a part of some great teams, and pretty cool to hear him talk about his service and also the man that Ken Niumatalolo is. That was pretty cool that he's working for his hero, as he said there in Annapolis. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about ECU Navy. There's football tonight. Georgia State, Arkansas State. It might be fun. 2 games coming up tomorrow night in college football involving AAC teams. We'll discuss all that and more with Jeff Nadeau, the big man on campus from Barstool Sports. He joins us after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Go Pirates!
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do you do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are 2 things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
Hi, this is Scott Muller with Clean Eats. Carol and I would like to personally thank all of you for supporting Clean Eats so well through these tough times. We are blessed to have such a great community helping us weather the storm. If you're having trouble consistently eating healthy, go to cleaneats.com and click on meal plans and give our tasty and affordable meals a try. Or stop by the cafe for lunch and let us show you just how simple and easy it is to get started and stay on track. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
The Frells family lives on a lush piece of land called greener pasture, and they work on it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. With its durable construction and features that hook up to dozens of attachments with ease, no job is too tough. The Frells family runs with us, because this is more than just land, it's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Get quality at every turn with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, with 27 locations in North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. Find out more at qualityequip.com. Got big dreams for your small business? You're not alone. The Gavigan Agency Insurance Services is a growing business too. That's why they work with Nationwide, the #1 small total business insurer in the U.S. Nationwide can help protect and grow your business so you can focus on making your small business dreams come true. Give the Gavigan Agency Insurance Services a call today at 252-756-1400. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports watching drink of all time, Pepsi. Designed to power even the most passionate of armchair quarterbacks, Pepsi has everything you need to start strong, keep you in the zone, and recover from those triumphant wins.
Before I was just your average football fan, but thanks to Pepsi, I'm a football watching MVP. Nothing can stop me from cheering my team on to victory or overreacting when the ref makes a bad call. What do you mean he wasn't in? That looks like 2 feet to me.
With refreshing deliciousness specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness to help you power through game day, Pepsi is the premier football watching beverage.
I used to care when Mike cheered so hard he spilled nacho cheese on my carpet or wiped buffalo sauce on my new couch. But thanks to Pepsi, I'm so in the zone, even Mike can't ruin my football party. See? Don't even care.
So this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink made for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Well, if it isn't the Pirate Captain.
Pirate Radio.
The beard's looking great, my man.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, we need to take a trip to the Shirley Rhodes news desk at some point because there is some cancellations and a TV schedule change for ECU as they will be on the Deuce coming up this Saturday at noon. And Shirley, that is because there was a cancellation or a postponement for an AAC game, right?
Yeah, Cincinnati and Tulsa. They were scheduled to that one. Yeah, they were scheduled to play on Saturday. Cincinnati had several positive COVID tests, so they have postponed that game. They have rescheduled it for December 5th in Tulsa. So we've moved that back. But yeah, so that because of that change in the schedule, East Carolina was originally supposed to be on ESPN Plus. They have now moved it to ESPN2. Kickoff remains at noon, though.
Try as you will, you cannot get ECU to play on ESPN Plus. We're gonna keep getting bumped up. It happened against UCF, made it all the way to ABC, and then this one gonna be on the Deuce. So,
I'll take it.
There you go. All right, we'll talk more about that game, and we'll talk a little college hoops as well with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, Barstool Sports. He joins us now on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff, how you doing today?
I'm very good, Clip. How are you?
I'm good. Got off a Zoom call not too long ago, a Zoom press conference. Of course, I'd rather be in person, but it was nice to hear from Joe Dooley and Jaden Gardner. And Jeff, I know you are a college basketball guy, and I got to tell you, that fired me up a little bit for college hoops. I'm about ready for it.
Yeah, you're starting to see, Clip, the practices have started. Teams are getting back at it. You're seeing Zoom calls. Not going to be as live as you normally would have it. But, I got to be honest. I said this before, Clip. Coronavirus, there are some obviously terrible things, and mostly everything about it's terrible. But it's a new world. It's a more efficient world, I think, coming where do we necessarily need reporters to sit in a room and wait? Let's just do a Zoom call. Everybody can do it where they are, and it all works. But, yeah, I'm very excited for ECU basketball this year. I was very high on this group last year. There were some games where they were really a tough out. I think Jaden Gardner could be the best player in this conference, and I think he will be. Tristan Newton, a good player, and I've pretty much raved about Noah Farrakhan. Again, I don't know what he'll do in college, but he was very good in North Jersey at the Patrick School. So, yeah, I'm very excited about ECU, bringing everybody back, led by a good coach in Joel Dooley. Should be exciting.
Everybody's back for the most part, Jeff, and also a solid recruiting class already put together for 2021 and got a commit for 2022. So Joe Dooley getting it done on the recruiting trail, and you just hope it pays off. In fact, I asked him today, Jeff, what's harder, recruiting talent to get and getting them to ECU or retaining that talent? And, he said the hardest thing to do in this transfer era is retain players, and he was able to do that this offseason and keep his stud and Jaden Gardner and keep all those pieces around him, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I think the great thing about nowadays though in college basketball is you can use the Damian Lillard model, you can use the Stephen Curry model in that state there with Davidson. You dictate where you go by you, not the people around you. And Jaden Gardner has the ability on this team to be the dominant player, and in a conference that he can dominate in. And you see it a lot. I mean, some guys do want to go and win and kind of elevate their game, but you do see a lot of kids that will leave. But I think loyalty goes a long way. They were loyal to you. You should be loyal back. And I think they could tell a lot about a kid's leadership ability and things like that. So I'm excited about Jaden Gardner. I'm a huge fan.
Jeff, and one more note on that. I had Steve Rockerford, ECU assistant basketball coach, on right after the play-in game for the NBA playoffs, and it was Ja Morant versus Lillard and McCollum, and we're talking about Weber State, Lehigh, and Murray State, and that right there, and they put on a show. That right there shows you it really doesn't matter where you go; it's what you do once you're there. Jeff, let's move on to football, and we'll kind of run down what you really like with you on Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We'll talk to you at 11 o'clock, so we'll talk before the noon kickoffs and get your Saturday card. Real quick, I know you had an overplay in ECU Navy. Looks like there might be some fire with the smoke as far as COVID issues with ECU, potentially affecting the starting quarterback. So you yesterday went ahead and pulled out of that over, right?
I did. This number continues to just plummet.
Which, by the way, Jeff, it's crazy. It went from Navy -2. Yesterday it was ECU -1. And then last time I looked earlier today, it was Navy -3. So it's flip-flopped a couple of times.
Well, I think, as you know and I know, sometimes you're going off the same, the info you find in this business is because you find it a lot of the time. Nowadays, sadly, Clip, there are a lot of media outlets that don't want to piss anybody off and they don't want to throw anything out when, that is their job. You folks at Pirate Radio do a nice job at informing the community. But you look at this number and you discuss the side. Navy now a solid 2.5-point favorite on the road. This total, though, I bet it at 61. That was before we knew anything about what was going on. We now have a total at 55.5. You've seen almost a 6-point move.
Yeah.
There's no weather issues in this game. This is strictly somebody knows something. And what's something that I want to educate your audience on, because I know there are people that are diehard ECU fans, and they don't want to kind of live with the fact that, quarterback might not play this week. As a gambler, my job is to foreshadow what's going to go on. And sometimes I have to make decisions on what I think will happen. And when I can read into a line, I think I'm pretty good at that at this point. You have to be able to envision something's going on. When I'm reading people like Igoe say that, they mention one player and it's the starting quarterback, I think you can make the case that that's probably what's going on. They're not just pulling his name out of the air. So keep in mind, a lot of people also forget that isn't his father the PA guy? It's not like he's kind of a guy that people know. People know that family, and I'm sure they're, stuff's out there a little bit. It's not a thing. People are going to get the issue, the thing, and you got to move on from it. But this is clear to me that someone important is going to be out, and that seems like it's going to be the signal caller. So yes, I cashed out. I took a very small loss, but I got to tell you, Clip, I'm actually getting to the point where if this goes to 54.5, I will bet the over.
Yeah,
it's just getting too low.
All right, Jeff, there are 3 games before Saturday. Again, we'll talk about Saturday's slate with you on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Tonight, a total of 72 in Georgia State, Arkansas State. Arkansas State, a 3.5-point favorite against the Panthers. And a Friday doubleheader, SMU, a road favorite at Tulane, and BYU, a road favorite against Houston. When you look at these 3, 1 tonight, 2 on Friday, anything you like out of these games?
Yeah, this game tonight's interesting. I mean, right now on the sports calendar tonight, there is very, very little to go off of. I mean, you have 2 baseball games and this football game, and keep in mind, no NFL tonight. So, tonight's interesting because you have a team in Arkansas State that has always been a very formidable passing attack. They have a 2-quarterback system right now that has worked well. But you look at Arkansas State, Clip, kind of a tough schedule to start the season. I mean, you got to play Memphis. You got to play Kansas State, a team in the Big 12 that they played well against. Then you got to play a really good Coastal Carolina team that I think it's pretty clear they're going to compete to win this conference this year. You kind of lose it. Last week you played Central Arkansas, put up 50. Look, Arkansas State wants to throw the ball. Out of 75 teams currently playing, they're 6th in passing play percentage. They are going to attack you in the secondary. I'm not so sure Georgia State has the guns in the secondary to deal with what they're going to deal with here. I know Georgia State, ECU fans remember this team. They were a group that actually played pretty well defensively, but as we kind of remember in the UCF game, ECU is kind of wanted to run the ball a little bit more. I think this is a bigger test for them. 2 good quarterbacks, an offense that I think is willing to go crazy and throw the football. And Arkansas State is a team that I think defensively is pretty quality. I thought they did a nice job against Memphis early in the season. You hold a Big 12 team in the 30s. Thought that was pretty impressive. This game to me kind of comes across as like 34-27, 34-24, maybe 41-31, something like that. I'm going to take the Arkansas State Red Wolves. I'm probably going to lay the 3 here. I think it's a solid price.
Jeff Nadeau, Barstool Sports, joining us. Jeff, we'll talk more football with you Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and start talking more college hoops with you as well. I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm looking online, Jeff, and looks like you got something potentially coming down the pipe with Barstool Sports and a college basketball podcast, right?
Yeah, we were still kind of hammering things out. There's obviously things that are getting in the way and people that are being ridiculous. But, I think either way, Clip, whether it's with that person, with someone else, I have my own ideas. We're going to have something. And if it is something that I want, it's going to be the premier spot for gambling in this space. I'm going to try to turn it into not just a college basketball show, but a gambling show in general. That will start with college basketball. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Platforms are meant to grow yourself, and I think Barstool has the ability to really be the go-to spot in this business for gambling content. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but the good thing is the people that make decisions there know my abilities, so everything will be fun.
Good luck either way. I'll be tuned in, but I'm really hoping for Balloon Boy and Big Man. That would be my ideal podcast.
Well, listen, Bosco and a Big Man would be fun. Look, Clip, I said many times, nothing will prevent me from making money. I don't care if I have to work with my worst enemy. I will make it work, and that makes for good radio.
Yeah.
Some of the greats in the business worked together and didn't like each other, so
True.
It'll be fine. We don't have to go have cookouts together.
All right, Jeff. Thanks, man. We'll talk to you on Saturday.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Clip.
All right, BMOC, Big Man on Campus, Jeff Nadeau joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Says he's going to take Arkansas State tonight. Right now, they're a 3.5-point favorite against Georgia State. Wager McGee likes the over in that one, the total at 72. So it could be a high-scoring game. We certainly saw how Georgia State can score when they faced the Pirates a couple weeks ago, and were able to get it done through the air and on the ground. So we shall see what happens tonight. Also, man, we went a full hour without talking about the Braves. So I'd like to send my appreciation to Tyler Feldman, Brian Blick, Jeff Nadeau, also Chandler and Shirley for not bringing that up because that was ugly and could get uglier tonight with Bryce Wilson on the mound for Atlanta facing Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers huge favorites tonight. Astros stayed alive, and they now are still in their series with Tampa Bay, and that game will begin at 5:14. So We'll turn that one on in hour number 3 of our program. Something came up with Stephen Igoe. We will talk to him on the phone in hour number 2, but when we return, we'll hear some Donnie Kirkpatrick comments, also Blake Harrell, as the coordinators had a Zoom yesterday, and we'll hear what all they had to say about this ECU and Navy matchup coming up Saturday at noon at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. More Pirate Radio Live is on the way. Hour 2 coming up after this.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Representative John Bell, the Majority Leader of the North Carolina House, and it has been an honor serving the people of Eastern North Carolina the last 8 years. I've had the privilege of working with your local representatives, Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey, as they delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funding to our small businesses, healthcare providers, and families right here in Pitt County. Unfortunately, their opponents are funded by radical liberal out-of-state donors that want to destroy our agriculture heritage, defund the police, and silence your voice by buying this election. This is not North Carolina. We cannot and will not let this happen. Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey are focused on solutions, not revolutions. They will make sure your voice is heard and represent our Eastern North Carolina values. So Pirate Nation, the choice is clear. On November 3rd, please support and vote for Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey for the North Carolina House. Strong voices for Eastern North Carolina. Paid for by the John Bell Committee.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC. Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find them at US Cellular because we speak fair. Plus, when you switch right now, you can get $500 off the latest phones. Upgrade to fair. Upgrade to US Cellular. Requires new postpaid service plan, new line port in, credit approval, qualified smartphone purchase, and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month RIC. Taxes, fees, and additional terms apply.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Did you know every 2 seconds someone in the United States needs blood? It is essential for surgeries, cancer treatment, chronic illnesses, and traumatic injuries. I'm David Dom from Carolina Wealth Management. We are proud to team up with the F3 Nation for their Free to Bleed blood drive on Friday, October 23rd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Drew Steele Center on Elm Street. Help save a life by scheduling an appointment at redcrossblood.org or contact me at 347-2200.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Discover a new wave of refreshment. Crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit. Available in 5 fruit flavors. 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with natural flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, 2019 Chicago. Visit whiteclaw.com for full nutritional information.
This is Sam Jones inviting you to join us for lunch, dinner, or takeout at Sam Jones Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out fresh food cooked over wood every single day. That's our Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue, slow-cooked chicken, smoked turkey, and spare ribs. There are no freezers here. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I'll bet you'll be able to taste the difference in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the best Mexican food and fun in Greenville. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to go. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right. Welcome back into the program. Hour 2 of today's show coming up at 5 o'clock. We will be talking to Touchdown Tony Collins. Troy D will be in the Pirate Radio studios, and Tony C will join us for the first time in a while, so we got a lot of football to talk about with him. ECU and NFL. Stephen Igoe will join us via the phone coming up in a little bit later on this hour. We also have to open up the booty bag in hour 3, Shirley. What would you like to give away to a listener today?
Why don't we do... we did a 2 for Tuesday. Chico's.
Chico's shrimp taco.
Wait, huh? I thought that was you doing it. No, that wasn't me. That was Clip. I was waiting for the Jeopardy music to kick in.
Chico's. Shrimp taco, rice and beans to Chico's coming up in hour 3.
And speaking of giveaways, don't forget coming up on Saturday during the Bud Light pregame tailgate, you'll have a chance to win a case of Bud Light and a $25 gift card courtesy of Parker's Barbecue. So we'll be giving that away sometime between 8 and noon on Saturday.
Saturday. Sounds fun, Shirley.
Saturday.
We'll be
in the park.
Feeling like the 4th of July. Okay. We'll be here 8 a.m. with you, bright and early on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, getting you set for ECU Navy. And at what point will we have definitive answers on if there will be Pirates missing this game due to positive COVID tests? I don't know. It could be later today. It could be tomorrow. It could be hour 3 or 4 of the pregame. You might not get a definitive word until... we go out live to the stadium and we're able to talk to people who are there and can see who is and who's not on the field. So kind of all a question mark right now as far as that goes. Once again, let's hear cut 1 of Donnie Kirkpatrick. In fact, you know what, Shirley, let's kind of reset the whole thing. Let's hear Mike Houston one from yesterday. So once again, on Wednesdays, we talked to Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Carroll. Yesterday, Mike Houston joined the Zoom before the coordinators got on, and this is what he had to say.
Okay, I just want to jump on real quick before the coordinators got on here. I thought it was important to hear from me first today. We all knew this year was going to have a lot of uncertainty surrounding it with the COVID-19 pandemic. We're seeing it all across the country in the sport of college football. I think particularly with some of the news that came out this afternoon that I got when I was coming off the field about the University of Alabama. Obviously, there's things at Florida. It's just, it's a different year, and we're all dealing with a lot of stuff. It's not been easy to deal with, and it's a situation that we take very seriously in the way we handle it and our protocols. The big thing is I've been really, really proud of our young men and how they've handled everything we're asking them to do on a weekly basis. Obviously, it's not normal. It's something that's, it's inconvenient. It's difficult at times, but they've done a great job of understanding the process and really trying to do a great job of adhering to it. We are dealing with some issues right now, and we'll continue to work through them as the week goes on. We had another round of testing today, so it's a situation that's still very fluid. We've had 2 really good practices, particularly today. Really pleased with the way our team practiced today, the energy, the effort, the performance. Really were able to correct some things from yesterday and really have a productive day. Feel very, very good about where we are going into the weekend. We're facing a very talented Navy team this weekend. Obviously, it's going to be a great challenge, but I feel confident our team's going to be ready to go. Not really going to discuss or get into who's available or who's not available right now. I'm excited about the group that we have on the field. We have had to make some adjustments, but those adjustments have been made and are going to continue to be made. The staff is working, very hard to ensure that we're prepared for the game this weekend. But we won't have a true picture until the end of the week of what our roster is going to look like. We knew it's going to be an abnormal year. Everybody understood that. Our players understood that, and I'm really proud of the way that they've handled the adversity. So,
all right, Mike Houston. There, he then went on to answer some questions, but was not really going to answer specific questions about players. But here was the Q&A that followed that with Mike Houston.
Coach, I know you don't want to discuss names. Can you at least give us some numbers, the amount of people that are involved as far as positive tests and the amount of folks through contact tracing this affects?
Well, like I said, with another round of testing this morning, it's still something we don't have a clear picture on. So we'll be able to have a clearer picture towards the end of the week.
Coach, there are obviously some rumors out there about Holton's status. Can you just address his status and if he's involved in all this?
There's no way I want to address any kind of rumor, and you know how rumors go, so you better be careful.
Did he practice today, or did quarterbacks practice?
I'm not discussing any players. That's why I said at the very beginning of this thing, just want to get on here and address that. So, any other questions?
Yeah, what player has COVID? Oh, never. That was just me right now asking Mike. I mean, he's not going to say, and we can keep on asking, but we're not going to get an answer. Chandler, what happened, Chandler? You all right in there?
I thought that was a part of the soundbite. I was like, Clip Brock just kind of coming out of nowhere from the top rope.
From the top rope. Yeah, not going to get a definitive answer on that from Mike Houston, and I get it for multiple reasons, the medical reasons involved, but also the coaching edge. I mean, these coaches, there's no injury report anymore. They don't want the opposing team to know who's not practicing, who's not playing, what's wrong with certain players. So I understand it from all aspects.
Yeah, I was going to say it's become kind of a norm in college football now with, without the injury report. You're not going to get anybody kind of revealing who's in, who's out, so the other team can kind of plan ahead for the absences of your players. So, I mean, you're seeing it all around the country. I think Lincoln Riley's one of those guys, too, that kind of was big on this.
That was a headline, right, before the season started. Lincoln Riley will not, reveal what players have COVID. And it was like, ooh, whoa. And now nobody is, right?
But it's a smart play.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah. So that's the reality of the situation. All right, so that was Mike Houston. But Troy D wasn't done asking questions. He said he asked Donnie Kirkpatrick, will Mason Garcia get significant playing time or possibly start against Navy?
This must be a big game. Troy's here? He hasn't been here in any of these games on Wednesday. Is this like a really, really big game? No? What's going on here? Huh?
Good to see you, Coach.
Good to see you. Every game you prepare for everybody to be ready to go. That's what you have to do. And Mason has made a lot of progress, I would say, the last 3 weeks or so. He got in a little bit at the Georgia State game. Wish we would have gotten him in there a little bit earlier. Wish we could have gotten a few more snaps out of him. Just that week, had he moved ahead to the number 2 spot, he had an opportunity. Alex Flynn's arm got a little sore. Alex had to miss about a week of practice. Mason came in, and with that work, really started to improve. So last week, we had him warming up. We were ready to get him in there. I never dreamed we were going to go on an 8-minute drive. We were trying to. Didn't realize we'd be able to do that. And unfortunately, we didn't get the ball back. He didn't get in. So I was hoping he's going to make a contribution in those 2 games. And you know what? When you teach them every week, opportunity knocks, you better be ready because you never know when it's going to be your time. And so I can't predict the future, but I think he is getting closer to being ready to answer that bell if he gets called.
All right, Donnie Kirkpatrick there. Another question on, from a similar standpoint, Donnie Kirkpatrick was asked, does he know the number of positive tests on the team right now?
No, because I don't have those figures. I go in there and get my nose poked all the way back to what little brain I have, and then I just nervously wait till I get the email that says that I'm negative, and glad that I am each week. And we get tested 3 times a week. We did test on Monday. We just tested again this morning. We usually don't hear back till the next day. So I know there's a lot of things going on. Somebody just told me Coach Saban had gotten it, and I wasn't really aware that Coach Bowden had been in the hospital or whatever. So I'm a little behind on the news part of it. But every week we wait through that Friday test to make sure we're clear, and we're worried that we're going to go play the game because of the other team. So you just don't know. I basically just follow my last direct order, try to be where I'm at, supposed to be there on time.
All right, follow your orders. Troy did have one more quarterback question to get in, Shirley. Cut 6, as he was trying to get anything he could out of Donnie Kirkpatrick yesterday.
Coach, just curious, how are you splitting up those reps at practice this week in the quarterback?
You're going to keep going with that until I say something, aren't you? And what you don't realize is the head coach is looking right over my shoulder right now.
I was just wondering how the reps.
Here's how we do it. We didn't do it any different this week than we always do it. The first quarterback takes the reps with the first offensive line, and then he gets a few of the ones with the 2. So we like to do things in 6-play reps, and then we re-rack it and kind of do a couple different field positions. So the first quarterback takes the first 6 reps, then he usually gets about 2 more, and then the second guy gets 4. And then if it's a scale drill or a team drill, we kind of stay with that a little bit. So the third guy, he has to learn by osmosis. I mean, literally, he gets no reps except he gets individual. And so that's what we always tell the number 3 guy. You have to get all your reps mentally, because we'd have to stay out here so long that the offensive lineman would be dead if we rep 3 quarterbacks. So only 2 guys get the reps, and the number 1 guy gets about 8 out of every 12, and the other guy gets the 4, and the third guy, he gets individual.
All right. Chandler years ago used to get reps by osmosis. As Donnie Kirkpatrick said, you didn't actually get reps here on the board or running the production, but now you're getting actual game reps in, Chandler. But at first you had to learn via osmosis, like Donnie Kirkpatrick said there.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it rings true.
That it does. All right. Ronnie Woodward asked Donnie Kirkpatrick, when you play against Navy, do you try to keep the up-tempo, high-flying, high-scoring offense, or do you put an added emphasis on ball control and put time of possession and running the clock? Donnie Kirkpatrick answered that.
Well, first of all, you hit on it. You have to outscore them or you can't win the game. That's the only way to win the game is to outscore them. Now, you could outscore them 3-0. You could outscore them 103-100, I guess, but you got to try to outscore them. The thing you have to do with this offense is you have to make your possessions count, because you're not going to get many of them. Last week, what did we get? 3 or 4 possessions in the first quarter, and you get maybe 3 or 4 a half. When you play a team like this, because they control the ball, they don't stop the clock very much. And, unless you can get some turnovers, and then they'll go for it. To them, 3rd and short is, great, or they like 4th and short. So they'll keep the ball. And so you have to make your possessions count. You can't turn it over, obviously. Now, I think you have to be aggressive, but aggressive, what does that mean? That doesn't necessarily mean throw, run. You have to kind of take what the defense gives you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If they're playing pass, you got to run it. And if they're taking the run away, sometimes you got to throw it. So, again, we always talk about, we just try to be balanced. Balance means having the ability to do either one well. The game kind of dictates. We didn't throw it as much last week, and we scored more points. That was good. The week before we threw it 50 times. You don't want to throw it 50 because you have to throw it 50. If we throw it 50 because we want to throw it 50, I'm great with that. That'd be good. If that's what they're giving us, that's what we got to take. That probably wasn't much of an answer to your question there. I'm sorry, but that's what we do every week. I don't know.
Donnie Kirkpatrick there, and kind of went a roundabout way to say they're going to do what the defense gives them coming up on Saturday when the Pirates take on Navy. Donnie was asked what his feeling is overall on the offense coming off that great performance against South Florida.
Well, in this business, it's just what just happened. It's what's happening right now. We had a nice plane ride home. I know that was a great feeling. We enjoyed that. I got home, I think, at 2:45 and should have went to bed because I had to be in about 6 hours. but I sat there and enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I had a cup of cheer and kind of watched all the scores and everything too, and enjoyed that because I knew that was my only moments to actually do that, because when you get there Sunday, you're back on the film and there's 100 more mistakes you got to correct, and then you start watching the next opponent and they're pretty good. And so I thought we played pretty well. Now, considering in the Central Florida game, but except we turned the ball over. The ball security was just horrendous, okay? So I really thought we were playing with great passion. I thought we were running the ball well. I thought we were throwing the ball. I thought we dropped some passes. We had penalties and stuff, so that's part of playing. So that means you did play poorly. But now at Georgia State, there was some issues there. And I said that last week, that I didn't feel like we came out with the energy. We didn't come out with the passion. That's my fault with the offense part of it, to make sure that they're ready to do that. We had good practices until Thursday. And then Thursday, our kids, I don't know, for some reason we got off track. We didn't have great Friday walkthroughs, and I didn't feel like the meetings were good. You hope that, maybe you'll blow that off and we'll play well. We didn't. Last week, we played really well. And we practiced well. Wednesday, we did not practice great on offense on Tuesday. We had to address that. We had to really get after some people, and we had to get it right. We had great Wednesday practice. Thursday was the best Thursday practice I've ever had in 30-some years. And then Friday and the Saturday morning, the walkthroughs and the meetings, you could tell the kids, it hit them. They were ready to play. And I thought we played about as well as, you could ask to play. This week, it's a whole new week. We had a great practice today, so that's all you can go on as a coach. Now what we got to do is have good meetings tomorrow. We got to have good practice tomorrow and hope we're ready to go play. This is a tough opponent. Defensively, they were phenomenal last year on defense. And I looked down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They got 8 starters back out of 11 from last year. I know they got off to a bad start against BYU. We didn't watch that one very much because that's not the same team we're getting ready to play.
All right, and finally, Donnie Kirkpatrick had what could be some positive news on a Pirate that has been missing in action, Josiah Hadfield. He gave an update on the wide receiver status.
Well, this week I expect him to be back. He practiced today, and I thought he looked pretty good today. We've missed him. We missed him from the very first game when he got hurt really early. We really missed him at Georgia State when the game needed somebody to go make a play, and we looked like we were slow, and he's our fast guy. And so we needed that. We missed him. And then last week, he just was not ready to go. We just, a fast guy, if they're not feeling good in the lower body and they can't run fast, then they're not very good to you. You know what I'm saying? A big guy, he can still be big. You know what I'm saying? He can still take up space. He can still block. Still thinks he can do maybe. But he's a fast guy, so he has to be a guy that feels good, unfortunately. But today he looked like he felt good. He's catching the ball well. So we got to get him involved in the offense. I know we've talked a lot about, okay, we got to get Snead going, and Snead got going. Got to get Blake going. All right, now how are we going to get CJ going? That was the deal last week. I told you we're going to move him around. We're going to do a couple of things. We did do that. We got him on the inside there. We put the tight end outside. They didn't realize we did. CJ's so big, they probably thought he was the tight end, and they had a safety on him, and that was a mismatch. So we get a 70-yard touchdown pass or so. We got him going. Now, he didn't have a lot of catches, but if you get two touchdowns out of every 3 catches, we'll all be pretty good. So now there's still room to get one more guy going, though. You know what I'm saying? They're still there because defenses will take certain things away, and the more weapons you got, then the harder that job is for them.
Hadfield, a guy that can make an impact with only 1 or 2 catches, with his big play ability that we saw as a freshman last year on this ECU offense. We'll have more Donnie Kirkpatrick and Blake Harrell coming up in hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live when Troy D and Touchdown Tony Collins join us inside the Pirate Radio studios here. Right now we'll take a timeout, come back, and we'll talk to Stephen Igoe on the Fixed NC Live line. Get his thoughts on ECU Navy, what's going on. Also, talk a little ECU basketball. There was a Zoom press conference earlier today, a media day, if you will, with Joe Dooley, Jaden Gardner, and others. And I got to tell you, I'm a sucker. I'm fired up for hoops now after hearing Joe Dooley talk. We'll talk about that with Igoe. That and more on the way on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Go Pirates!
May 2020. A riot erupts in downtown Greenville. Small businesses are looted. The county courthouse windows are smashed. American flags are torn down and burned. Liberal State House candidate Brian Farkas refused to condemn the violence. Instead, Farkas attacked our police by calling for a radical statewide oversight committee that would bypass our local elected sheriff and district attorney. Farkas even took a $5,400 donation from a group which explicitly seeks to defund our local police at a time when we need them most. State Representative Dr. Perrin Jones has taken a different approach. He's working with Democrats and Republicans in Pitt County to institute meaningful reforms that protect victims of crime and the rule of law, all while honoring those who put their lives on the line for us every day.
I'm Dr. Perrin Jones, and I'll stand up for our boys here in Pitt County and across North Carolina.
Dr. Perrin Jones for State House, paid for by supporters of Perrin Jones.
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. How can you help people with back pain?
Well, you know, most people are going to have back pain at some point during their life, but you don't have to live with it. A bad MRI or a bad x-ray does not mean you're destined to always have pain. We have specialists that are well trained to find out what the true problem is and the true source of your pain so they can get you on track to feeling better. So don't suffer with back pain. Our nationally board certified specialists are here to help you. To learn more, visit us at kptonline.com. We can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
Do you think you or your employees might have been exposed to COVID-19? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers easy employer solutions to COVID-19 testing. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Hey, this is Jay from Villa Verde. Did you know that Villa Verde opened up its second location? Yes, it's Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard across the hospital. This new location is a fast, casual environment where you can make your own bowls for only $9.95. Choose from our fresh ingredients from our toppings bars or enjoy an amazing rotisserie chicken. We promise you can be in and out in less than 15 minutes. For a quick, healthy meal at an affordable price, visit us at Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Can't make it to the game? Relax. Bostic Sugg Furniture can provide you with the best seats in the house. We have the area's largest selection of Lazy Boy motion furniture in stock and ready to go. Lazy Boy recliners, reclining sofas, love seats, and reclining sectionals in hundreds of colors, styles, fabrics, and leather, all at a very comfortable price. Remember, when it comes to Lazy Boy motion furniture, we're your ticket to the best seats in the house. Bostic Sugg Furniture in Greenville.
Hey, this is Chef David Finelli from Pop's Old Fashioned Cheeseburgers. Today I'm going to tell you about our family meal deals for 4 hungry adults. We offer Finelli's Cafe lasagna, chicken parmesan, eggplant parmesan, spaghetti and meatballs, our hamburger steak and gravy with mashed potatoes, pork chops. If you'd like to order, please go to our Pop's Old Fashioned Cheeseburgers Facebook page or our website. Choose your meal, order online, pay online, roll up, and we'll get it right out to your car. Thank you from the Pops crew.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Go Pirates! Arg!
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. UBE has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years. Shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UBE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UBE. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome back into Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. Football options tonight on TV. You got a couple of them. Arkansas State hosts Georgia State at 7:30. And then Chandler at 9 o'clock. Booker T. Washington is playing Newman on ESPN2.
Hello, Newman.
Hello, Jerry. Do you know the relevance of that? Why is that game on?
The Mannings?
Peyton Manning, Eli Manning were quarterbacks at Newman years ago, and Arch Manning,
their nephew,
is the current quarterback, son of Cooper, nephew of Peyton and Eli. Very good.
And apparently he is very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
And he will be under the spotlight tonight on ESPN2. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line now. Igoe, if you could only choose one to watch tonight, would you watch Arkansas State, Georgia State, or would you watch Arch Manning play a high school game?
Probably Georgia State, just because of they're tied to ECU. I want to see if they're as legit as they seem. Maybe that loss doesn't look so bad if they start playing well throughout the rest of the season. But I am intrigued to see some of Arch Manning. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things covering recruiting. You know, when you have the last name Manning, you kind of just have that reputation. But it sounds like he is living up to it thus far. Just a big-time arm, big-time talent. So, but I just don't know how much you can tell watching him against other high school kids.
Is he going?
I'm sure he'll light it up.
Is he Ole Miss, Igoe? What's his recruitment look like?
He's got a ton of early SEC offers, big-time offers, and you know, I've seen some ECU fans like tag me in and say ECU needs to get on this kid. I'm just like, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's not coming to ECU, so yeah. I mean, Ole Miss would seem to be the favorite, or Tennessee, but just based off the Manning family, obviously. But I don't think there's. He hasn't really talked to the media. You know, Cooper has done most of the media talking for him, so it's kind of hard to get a read on this early.
I think it'd be cool if he pulled a Peyton and went non-Ole Miss, and then in this case non-Tennessee, like went to a different SEC school just for the storylines. I think that'd be cool, but it'll probably be one of those, I would imagine. Igoe's joining us via phone and not in studio, and not to get too much into your personal life, Igoe, but we have things that happen that mess up our day and mess up our schedule. It could be car trouble. In my case, it could be, if my daughter gets sick or something like that. You had an emergency, and I'll say it because it has a happy ending. But, Stephen, you said that your dog was missing. You texted me about 30 minutes ago or so and said you were looking for your dog, and then I got a happy update that you found your dog. So that's good news. What happened? How'd your dog get loose?
Well, that's the thing about it is, in the moment, like I'm sitting here freaking out. I've checked every room in the house, checked the backyard, but you got a fenced-in backyard. And I have 3 dogs. One is a Jack Russell Terrier who, if you yell at her name or do anything crazy, she barks and just loses her mind. So, I was freaking out, like yelling her name, going in and out of the house, didn't hear anything. Drove around the neighborhood, was searching for her, couldn't find her. So, I'm in like panic mode. And then all of a sudden I hear this little like bark coming out of a corner of a house. I couldn't pinpoint it. And somehow she had gotten to the back of the guest room closet. I don't know if she was chasing something or what, and she had gotten stuck back there. And I don't know if she had passed out or what, but luckily I heard it, and the other dogs helped me find her. I was able to pull her out. But she was stuck back there. It was kind of crazy, man. But obviously thankful I found her. I hadn't gone anywhere today. That was it. I was like, I'm pretty sure I didn't open the door and she went out. So I knew she was somewhere around. But it was a scary few moments. Just glad she's okay.
Yeah, glad there's a happy ending to that story. All right, Igoe, I want to talk some hoops with you because, got to be honest, got a little excited after the Joe Dooley Zoom earlier today. Also heard from Jaden Gardner, and I had to step out of there, and maybe you heard from some other players. We'll talk about that. But we'll start with football, Stephen. And again, it's like we've played the comments from Mike Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick. There's an elephant in the room, and we're kind of all looking at it, but we're not describing what that elephant is exactly. But let's just say ECU might have a different starting quarterback this week when they take on Navy, and that is the storyline. Mike Houston won't address it directly, but it sounds like there's some fire with that smoke. So Where does ECU's offense sit right now as they are a couple days away from taking on Navy? Igoe.
Well, I think it's the worst kept secret in town at this point. I think I've had just random fans kind of text me asking about it. I first heard about it Tuesday morning, much like I'm sure some other people in the media did. And, I respect ECU for, obviously they probably can't get into the specific COVID stuff anyways, and it's tough on our end to confirm anything. But, as we sit here now on Thursday afternoon, I'm not expecting Holton Ahlers to play against Navy, and I think ECU will have a different quarterback. And it's just, it's 2020, and, there's a lot that goes into this stuff. And, again, I commend Mike Houston for taking our questions. I also understand him not addressing it specifically. But, yeah, more than likely you're going to have a different quarterback out there Saturday, barring some type of last-minute change. And more than likely it'll probably be Mason Garcia, the true freshman. And the toughest thing about it is Navy, defensively, they are vulnerable. They have given up a ton of rushing yards this year. They don't have the best athletes, but they do mix it up a lot like ECU does under Blake Harrell. Brian Newberry, their defensive coordinator, is going to blitz a lot, and that he would be that way even if Ahlers is playing. With a potential quarterback change, I'm sure he gets even more aggressive, and they mix more up. And so that's the toughest thing for me. How does this young quarterback, whether it's Mason Garcia or Alex Flynn, handle their first legitimate game action against a defensive coordinator that is going to scheme for that, and the defense is going to mix it up? And I think they have the physical tools, especially Garcia. He can make all the throws, but the middle side of the game is what I worry about. And I'm sure they'll simplify a lot, lean on the run game, and then you hope your defense plays well on the other side.
Could be a pretty quick game as much as Navy runs the ball, and with an inexperienced quarterback as much as ECU might try to run the football Saturday when they face the midshipmen. Igoe, give us a percentage in your opinion based off of nothing or maybe based off of what you know. What percentage chance is there that Garcia would start if Ahlers can't go? What percentage chance is it that Flynn would start in your mind?
I think based off Donnie Kirkpatrick's comments yesterday that Garcia is declared number 2. Mm-hmm. So I would say, 90% chance Garcia starts. Mm-hmm. Now, whether we see him the whole game is a whole different story. The biggest thing is, can he go out there and can he function? What happens the first series or two if it's just too much for him as a true freshman, and it might be. Right. Because we haven't seen him in the game, then maybe they go to Flynn, who's more, he hasn't played all either, but he is a redshirt freshman. He has been in the system. He knows more, I think, about the offense in general. But Donnie said something interesting that I didn't know, that Flynn had missed a week of practice due to arm soreness, and that allowed Garcia to get ahead. So I would expect Garcia to start if Ahlers is indeed out. And I think, the good thing about Garcia is they don't have any film on Garcia or Flynn outside of high school film. So it is a benefit that they cannot scheme for their weaknesses or their tendencies. They don't know which way a young quarterback is going to roll outside the pocket when he gets pressure. They don't know how he's going to react to certain things. Maybe he's really good against the blitz. Maybe he's not. Those are things Navy wouldn't know. And so that is a benefit, but certainly there's so much uncertainty on ECU side when you don't have a set guy in that quarterback room and going into game day, so that is a concern.
I believe Garcia, 0 for 2, and did look good on a scramble. Igoe, what when you're following his recruiting to ECU, how you love his arm? I mean, you've talked about the arm talent and how he can sling it, but how much of his game could be using his legs? Again, we saw him do it one play, and it looked pretty good. Is that part of his game? Is that something that maybe they utilize if they are nervous to sit him back there in the pocket and throw the football?
There's no doubt he is a tremendous athlete. I mean, I would say he's a better athlete, better fluid runner than Holton. Holton's more of your power guy. Garcia's got some power too, but he's probably faster. But I mean, he's 6'5", 235. So a lot. When I went to go see them play Myrtle Beach High School when he was at Carolina Forest last year, they ran a ton of quarterback run game. they didn't have the athletes that Myrtle Beach had, which is, a perennial state title contender. So they would just kind of let Garcia do his own thing, quarterback power, quarterback draws, and he would really just put the team on his back. I mean, when they got in goal line situations, they would go quarterback power, and he would just kind of force his way into the end zone. So it's probably not what you want, but he's capable, and he's big enough to lower his shoulder and run over some defenders. I mean, that's the thing. 24/7 Sports has him listed as a pro-style quarterback, and he is very good from the pocket, but he likes to get out and run, too, and he can make big plays with his legs. And, when you hit on Navy struggles against the run, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it ends up being Garcia that they use a lot of quarterback run game to try and settle him down early, get him outside the pocket, get him taking some hits, and maybe slow him down thinking-wise from that aspect. Because I think when you're a freshman, the game can really speed up on you quickly if you're trying to think too much in the pocket. We saw Holton do a lot of that his freshman year, and I wouldn't be surprised to see ECU do some of that with Garcia.
Igoe, we have seen a lot of D coordinators come in here. Brian Mitchell, Kenwick Thompson. I don't know if Prunty ever faced Navy, but Blake Harrell's going to get his opportunity this year. Bob Trott last year. Like, everybody's coming here. They've all known how to defend the option. Blake Harrell certainly does, but he made a great point yesterday that he can know how to defend it. Till the cows come home. His job is to let his players understand and know how to defend it. So that's his challenge this week. But what's your confidence level in this defense and first-year coordinator Blake Harrell on defending the option after all the issues we've seen in the past ECU have against Navy?
I will never be confident going into an ECU Navy game that ECU can stop the triple option. Now, am I more confident than last year or the year before or the games before? Yes. I think the thing is, I remember going to the last year's game, I was pretty confident in regards to Mike Houston having a good plan, and I think they did for the most part, but the players in a lot of cases couldn't quite execute, and a lot of it too, a lot of people forget, it was so early in the season. Malcolm Perry wasn't really a known commodity at that point. They hadn't played an FBS game, and so I think ECU's plan that game was to take away the dive and the pitch, which they primarily did. If you look back at the stats, it was just the quarterback. They could not stop Malcolm Perry, and luckily this year's Navy team does not have Malcolm Perry. Their quarterback through 3 games has 25 carries for 30 yards. I'm pretty sure Malcolm Perry had at least a 30-yard run on his own last year against ECU on 1 carry. So the fullback dive is what they've been leaning on, the passing game, because Morris can throw the ball a little bit. So they're a different team in terms of, they're going to run the option, but they're going to do it in different ways. And so, to get back to your original question, more confident, but still I have to see ECU go out there and do it. I just want to see ECU hold them to the mid-20s or upper 20s like every other team in college football does most of the time and not give up 40, 50, 60 points. It just seems like these games get so out of hand so quickly, and then it just all snowballs. And maybe if ECU has a good first quarter, or at least makes them drive the ball down the field like Temple did, then at least it is a game that will be in the 20s.
Right, and Jeff Charles talked about that kind of yesterday. Like, you see Navy week to week, and they score 27 or maybe hit 30, 31 like they did against Temple, but not in those crazy numbers that they put up against ECU. Am I right in saying that the only defensive coordinator in ECU history and the history of mankind to beat Navy is Brian Mitchell?
You are correct.
Wow. I got to tweet that out right now because that makes perfect sense, I guess. All right.
Makes perfect sense. I think I remember when they gave up 76, I think all they did that offseason was practice against the Irish.
Probably so. That one game for the next year, which is why they won that game and didn't have a great year that year in 2011, right? Because they only practiced against the option.
Yep, they went 5-7, I think, and Brian Mitchell got fired at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So
the option stopper, Brian Mitchell. How about that? All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk some hoops, and we'll circle back around, make some college football picks as well as Igoe Another winning week last week. He is back to 500 and closing in on me very quickly. We'll do that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Hey y'all, it's Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's Halloween superstore for 22 years. It's been a crazy year, but Halloween is not canceled. We have everything you need to make this Halloween one to remember. And did someone say mask? Yeah, we have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
It's a story that started in a community like ours. Cal Cunningham grew up in Lexington, where church youth groups working at the local brickyard and McDonald's shaped his life. And now Cal's running a different kind of campaign for the U.S. Senate.
I'm Cal Cunningham. I want my service in the U.S. Senate to be about listening and going places where Democrats don't always go. That's what I learned growing up in Lexington, where we don't check voter registration before taking care of our neighbors. We believe in hard work and service, just like the soldiers I served with overseas.
Cal Cunningham volunteered after 9/11, a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve who served 3 tours and took on corrupt government contractors. And Cal will take on the corruption in Washington that's been rigging the system for the drug and insurance companies. That's why Cal's not taking corporate PAC money, because he believes the top 1% don't need more favors. It's regular folks who need a voice. He'll be a senator on our side.
I'm Cal Cunningham, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Cal for NC.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip as the state safely reopens. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember the 3 W's. Wear face coverings, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park before your visit with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open.
This is Dr. Anthony Scally from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel surgery, general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced and professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
Let us help you get back to business. This is Donald Stocks and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all. We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now, during hurricane season, is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Domino's of Greenville has 3 locations to take care of you. Take advantage of the week-long carry-out deal of all 3 toppings or 3 topping pizzas for only $7.99. Order online today at Domino's.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Broad.
All right, it's been a crazy year, but Halloween is not canceled. Halloween Express is Greenville's Halloween superstore. For 22 years, the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Visit their new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Halloween Express, open every day now until Halloween. Halloween Express, what are you going to be? All right, welcome back into the program. Got Stephen Igoe on the Fixed NC Live line. Troy D's here. Hey, Troy.
Hey, Clip. Just figure I'd come in and listen to you guys talk for a little bit. Get ready for the next hour.
You got a front row seat to this great conversation we're about to have.
Always enjoy talking with Stephen. How are you, Stephen?
I'm doing good, Troy. It's good to talk to you.
I feel like I've seen you a bunch on Zoom lately.
I'm zoomed out.
I am zoomed out. Yeah. I honestly, I'm getting sick of Zoom stuff. Yeah. I don't know about you, Stephen.
Yeah, the only bright side is not driving across town. I live over in Winterville for these press conferences, so it saves some gas mileage, but I much more prefer to do them in person as opposed to Zoom.
Yeah, and I'm glad we have it versus nothing, so don't let me sound like I'm, kind of too angry about it, but at least it provides something. But I miss, and we've talked about this before, and I know you feel the same way, Stephen, I miss the personal interaction with these coaches off the air, sometimes off the record, and being able to talk about things that you just can't do on Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, just before and after. I know we had basketball media day today, and, doing some off-the-record stuff with Dooley, just before and after practice when we go out there to interview him. Same way with football. I mean, it's just not the same. I mean, it really isn't. So I'm hoping once we get to 2021, we can find a way to start doing these in person. I know some schools are still doing them in person. South Florida does their football press conferences in person right now. You have to wear a mask, of course, but not over Zoom. So maybe we will get back to that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's just very impersonal. It's hard to over Zoom sometimes. And here's the other thing I run into: that if your internet connection isn't perfect, we've had I've had issues here before at home and even at the university that it could screw up the whole thing anyway.
But then you talk and then you don't like this and stretches out. Yeah. And you can't understand it.
We have enough trouble just talking regularly without the Zoom messing us up,
Yeah, and then 2 people ask the question at the same time, and you got to go back and repeat the same question.
You go ahead. You go ahead. You go. I'll wait. You go ahead. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, like if you're at a regular press conference, you just talk over the person, Stephen. It's hard to do that on this.
You just talk louder.
Yeah, you just keep talking in person louder, and someone will back down. But it is hard on a Zoom. Yeah, no, go ahead. No, you go. Yeah, you go ahead.
Speaking of which, Troy D will join us at 5:00 today on Pirate Radio Live. Like you really implemented yourself into this segment.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Quite seamlessly.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just kidding. It was we were
touchdown. Tony Collins.
It is great to see Tony in the lobby right now. I've not seen that man in forever. He doesn't look as pleased to see us as I am to see him.
He looks a little angry, actually.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with Tony. We'll find out coming up. The Patriots hadn't played in a while. Maybe he's upset. Igoe, I know you're going to pick ECU basketball to go undefeated in non-conference play this year, like you always do, pretty much. And I got to tell you, I think I'm a sucker. I'm gonna join you this year. I got pretty fired up after hearing Joe Dooley talk earlier today.
Yeah, it was just good to talk hoops, and it seems like it's been the weirdest off season with all sports. But you look at basketball, how it ended last year, how it's going to start this year. Really, they're kind of the epitome of the COVID-19 and how it's affected sports, and that it affected the end of their season. And now it's going to impact the beginning of their season. So at least they will be playing. It looks like November 25th is the start date for the college basketball season, and I'm thankful they'll be able to do that after having last season this conference tournament ripped out from underneath them. But it's still just unique and odd to many extents, but at least we will get to see some Pirate basketball.
Well, ECU had never had so many new players into the system a year ago, and now they've never had so many returners to one program, and I mean that is a huge factor. And you get some growth from Tristan Newton, who was great as a freshman, Brandon Suggs, who showed flashes. I still think Charles Coleman is going to leave as a fantastic player here at ECU once he's a senior. I love the guys they have around Jaden Gardner this year, Igoe, and looking forward to seeing their development this offseason.
Yeah, it's just, it's exciting when you kind of know what you have coming back and you can develop those guys. I do wish they would have gotten a full off season, but you look at some of the things that they do have coming back. I mean, a lot of experience at the point guard position between Tristan Newton and Tremont Robinson. You add Noah Farrakhan to that mix, so you're feeling pretty good about point guard. Shooting guard J.J. Miles coming back, who finished last year strong. Newton can play the 2 as well. And then Brandon Suggs can play kind of that 2-3 role, more of a 3, but experience can get to the hole. And then you got role players like Batumba Baruti, Miles James, Edry Luster, Luigi DeBow coming back from injury. So I do like the overall look at the roster. Intrigued to see who kind of takes that next step. Do we see Tristan Newton, get more aggressive like he did the second half of the season and do that throughout the whole season? Does Brandon Suggs become a better shooter? I haven't even really mentioned Tyree Jackson, who at the beginning of last year shot the ball well and then kind of faded in the middle of the season before picking it back up. So, you kind of know what you have if you're Joe Dooley. Last year was figuring out what you had. Now you know what you have. You throw in a couple new pieces as well to help complement it. And most teams in the American, I'd venture to say, don't have anywhere near this much returning experience. So you should be ahead of them theoretically in terms of that aspect of things.
All right, Igoe, we only got a few minutes left, so let's go ahead and circle back to college football, get to our picks. We'll have plenty of time to talk more hoops later on with you here as we get closer to the basketball season. Last week, I was 2-3. You were 3-2, Igoe. On the year, I'm 16-14. Igoe, you're an even 15-15, but you got off to that awful start, and now you're back to 500 and trending in the right direction. So you're probably feeling pretty good right now, right?
Yeah, it's the same story every year, man.
Yeah.
Always start out slow and then finish hot. And hopefully I can keep this thing going, and hopefully you can too. Hopefully have a nice little finish down to the wire.
Celebrity guest picker Troy Dreyfus joins us today if he'd like.
Be happy to, Clip. I didn't want to interject myself.
You got
That's the real reason he came in.
Yeah, he wanted to get his some picks in. Started the year 0-5, red hot.
Incredible.
Then you went 1-4, still
solid.
hot, and then you went like 3-2. And you're like, all right, it's not fun anymore.
Right. I got to keep my losing streak going.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can keep doing it then.
All right, Navy is a 3-point favorite over ECU. This line has been popping back and forth. Started Navy -2, ECU -1 yesterday. Now, maybe something's going on. Navy's a favorite again. Navy's a 3-point favorite. Troy, what do you got?
In Wall Street, Clip, they call this covering your bet, hedging your bet, so to speak.
Oh, my God, no way.
Sometimes you can bet for a stock to go up or even down. Earlier in the Press Box Zoom, which will be hitting social media soon on Pirate Radio, I predicted ECU to win outright. I'm going to cover my bet there and say Navy covers because I'm going against what I think, because I'm picking these games wrong so often. So for this, I'm going to take Navy.
Okay, but your real pick is ECU?
Yeah,
okay.
I picked ECU to win the game.
All right.
But for this, I'm going to take Navy.
All right, interesting.
I'm trying to lose.
Understood. I said Navy 38, ECU 31, so I'll take Navy -3. Igoe.
Yeah, similar situation last week. I just can't take ECU against a team they've struggled against. And as much as they've struggled against South Florida, they've struggled even worse against Navy. So I'm going Navy until, I think Blake Harrell will have a solid plan defensively. I worry about the quarterback situation, especially with possessions being so limited. So I'll go Navy. But I do think it'll be a close game.
Great news for ECU. We all take Navy. So that's great news for the Pirates, I think, on Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, UCF lost to Tulsa. Memphis lost to SMU. One of these teams is going to have 2 conference losses after Saturday, which is kind of crazy to think about. UCF 3.5-point road favorite at Memphis. Igoe. Who do you got in this one?
I'm going to go UCF here. I think they bounce back. Memphis has had such a weird schedule. They haven't really played that much. Give me UCF.
I talk up UCF all the time. I'm going to go against myself here, and I'm going to say Memphis wins at home against Central Florida. Give me Memphis plus 3.5. Troy D.
Not to sound like exactly like Igoe, he took the word for it. I feel they're going to have a bounce back weekend. UCF is, so I'm taking the Golden Knights.
All right,
or Knights, whatever they call themselves now.
SMU is a 6.5-point road favorite against Tulane. I'm going to take SMU, and I'm just going to hope Tulane gets up 17-3, 27-10, because that means they'll blow the lead, and SMU will come back and win. We've seen Tulane do this against Navy, up 24 points, against Houston, up 17, lost both games. I'm going to take SMU on the road here, minus 6.5. Igoe.
I'm going here with my dog of the week. Give me Tulane, not only to cover, but to win outright.
Troy D.
I'm going to go against my gut. I'm going to take the points on this one. I don't know if they'll win outright, but I like the 6 points, so give me Tulane.
All right, Tulane plus the 6.5. Good one on Friday night. BYU, really their first challenge maybe, will come on the road at Houston. BYU is a 5-point favorite. They have been a machine this year. But Houston looked really good on offense against Tulane in their only game, Troy D. Which side are you on here?
Give me the line one more time.
BYU is a 5-point road favorite.
I'm going to stick with the Cougars.
Which one?
Oh, that is a great point. See, I had it covered.
You almost got me.
If you would have just said, okay, I got you down for the Cougars, I would have had it either way.
I could just put your name right in the middle here.
I'll go BYU Cougars for
All
this
right,
one.
there you go. Igoe, you going Cougars too?
Yeah, Troy stole my joke.
Everybody was trying to get it in at one time.
BYU, what was up with last week?
Yeah.
They struggled there.
That's the first time they've looked human all year, Igoe.
I'm going to say they were starting their Houston prep, and they will come out and they'll beat Houston on the road, not too far of a road trip. And, give me BYU. I think it'll be a good game, though.
All right, let's sweep it. I'll take BYU minus the 5. And the headliner, no Nick Saban for Alabama, as he is in quarantine after testing positive for the coronavirus. Alabama's defense was torched last week against Ole Miss. They did end up winning the game. They take on Georgia. 4.5-point home favorites are Bama. Igoe, we'll start with you.
I'm going to take Alabama. Nick Saban or no Nick Saban. If I get a chance to bet on Alabama, anything less than 7 points, I'm taking them every time. And Georgia, under Kirby Smart, has not shown the ability to win this type of game, so I'll take Alabama.
I've been down on Georgia, and I need to stick with the girl I brought to the dance. Give me Alabama, minus 4.5. Steve Sarkisian, the acting head coach, Troy D, on Saturday night.
This has the makings for the best game of the weekend, potentially.
It's a bold prediction.
And I will say this. Last time I checked, and Alabama without Nick Saban, but last time I checked, Nick Saban has not made a tackle for Alabama on defense, has not completed a pass, nor has he caught the ball or run with the ball, nor has he done one block this year. So I don't think it'll be an issue with Nick Saban not involved in the game. I think the team uses that as a rallying cry, perhaps, and even has some extra motivation doing it for Coach. Give me the Tide all day long.
Win it for Saban. All right, there you have it. The picks are in. Igoe, thanks for joining us. Glad you found your dog. I had a big deal prepared to call you, as someone on Boneyard said, homeless dressing blonde kid. But I guess we'll have to save that for next week. I'll have an intro for the homeless dressing blonde kid, Stephen Igoe.
You got some real haters out there, Igoe, I've noticed, I guess. I've heard about.
Yeah. Some guy named Puddin is also a big hater.
Puddin?
When your name's Puddin, I guess you hate on a lot of people. But
I love
it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Well, they've moved off a clip in me and onto you. So,
which is weird because I would get why people wouldn't like me, like the jokes and sarcasm,
edginess online.
Igoe's more of like just the straight man.
Yeah,
like I don't.
We're so old. We're now part of the establishment, I guess.
And Igoe's
the up and comer new kid on the block.
So, all right, I guess he's being shunned.
Down. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, it is what it is, and a lot of them. They tried to say one of my articles that was published last night was clickbait, even though it was the headline was legitimately exactly what the head coach said, and it was a free article to read. So
Yeah, I think it was the bikini model you put on the picture there with it.
yeah, I should start doing that more often.
Greenville singles with a hot girl on it. Click here. One of those things.
Clickbait.
All right, Igoe. What if it was revealed that I was pudding?
I think that would be hilarious. I think I should probably start my own fake handle just to talk trash about myself.
Yeah, get your name out there. All right, Steven, thanks for joining us, man.
See you guys.
Take care, brother.
Steven Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Let's take a time out, Shirley. We'll come back. Troy D and touchdown, Tony Collins for hour 3.
And I was going to say, people that trash Steven don't know him. I mean, he is one of the nicest guys I know.
Yeah, I don't really understand it.
Like, he works hard. Like, I there's something that they have a problem.
If you don't like Steven Igoe, there's something wrong with you.
I mean, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He works hard. Like,
Again, I would understand
he's not controversial.
if you didn't like me or Troy.
Right, yeah.
I get it.
Like, I can rub people the wrong way.
Absolutely.
I understand. I'm controversial at times, a little edgy.
Yeah.
You know, you say your humor may rub people the wrong way.
Sure, and I get that.
Yeah. But Steven's pretty just even keel, dry.
He's quite frankly boring. Like, I don't know why. If you want to say that, that's fine. But he's not a bad guy.
He's a boring guy. Yeah,
he's very boring,
and that's why we like him.
Yes, we need a little boredom every now and then. All right, Tony Collins.
Not boring.
Tony Collins?
Yeah.
He is not boring at all. A lot of football to talk about with Tony Collins, and we'll also recap while Troy D's here. King of analogies, Troy D. Troy had the ball at the 1 yard line, kept trying to run it in and get an answer about what was going on.
I know how those teams feel
with the football team, and you kept getting stopped just short of crossing the goal line.
I gotta be when you get mad at those teams that just can't punch it in at the goal line. That happened to me.
And you know what? You stuck with it. You stayed on the ground.
I used every down I had.
You did. You even used the old 5th down in the Missouri-Colorado game.
And I did an end around. I did a quarterback sneak.
Troy left
trick play.
What the Zoom with 4 fingers, thinking it was like Tom Brady the other night, thinking he had another question. What does that mean? Go to break? Okay, we'll take a time out. We're back after this.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Representative John Bell, the Majority Leader of the North Carolina House, and it has been an honor serving the people of Eastern North Carolina the last 8 years. I've had the privilege of working with your local representatives, Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey, as they delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funding to our small businesses, healthcare providers, and families right here in Pitt County. Unfortunately, their opponents are funded by radical liberal out-of-state donors that want to destroy our agriculture heritage, defund the police, and silence your voice by buying this election. This is not North Carolina. We cannot and will not let this happen. Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey are focused on solutions, not revolutions. They will make sure your voice is heard and represent our Eastern North Carolina values. So Pirate Nation, the choice is clear. On November 3rd, please support and vote for Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey for the North Carolina House. Strong voices for Eastern North Carolina. Paid for by the John Bell Committee.
Hi, this is Scott Muller with Clean Eats. Carol and I would like to personally thank all of you for supporting Clean Eats so well through these tough times. We are blessed to have such a great community helping us weather the storm. If you're having trouble consistently eating healthy, go to cleaneats.com and click on meal plans and give our tasty and affordable meals a try. Or stop by the cafe for lunch and let us show you just how simple and easy it is to get started and stay on track. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now, during hurricane season, is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Looking for your next career opportunity? How about some extra cash to help pay for school? Your locally owned and operated Dixon Foods McDonald's is hiring, and they would love to have you as part of the McFamily. They offer flexible hours, competitive pay, and financial support to pursue your education through McDonald's Archways to Opportunity program. Come join the family at McDonald's. Don't let this financial opportunity pass you by. Please visit DixonFoods.com to apply.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find them at US Cellular because we speak fair. Plus, when you switch right now, you can get $500 off the latest phones. Upgrade to fair. Upgrade to US Cellular. Requires new postpaid service plan, new line port in, credit approval, qualified smartphone purchase, and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month RIC. Taxes, fees, and additional terms apply.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. Listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. With approximately 100 locations throughout the Carolinas, First National Bank is helping both individuals and businesses redefine convenience in banking. Visit us today at fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. It is great to see touchdown Tony Collins back inside
In
the
the
Pirate
house.
Radio
You guys
studio.
been on for 3 hours? Welcome back home.
Every day, Tony. I do a lot of talking.
We've had some changes since you.
A lot of yapping. We need you to.
It's good to be back, man.
Yap a little bit. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. We got Pirate football to talk about. Big news this week, Troy D. What is going on as far as COVID and infiltrating the ECU team?
Yeah. Well, we learned last night there's a situation, and it's fluid.
What is that situation?
We'll discuss that.
Mike Houston kind of sort of answered questions about it.
Yeah.
Troy D certainly asked a lot of questions
There's a lot of beating around the bush.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about just the whole dynamics and the pros and cons and the situation itself.
Elephant in the room over there. We're kind of ignoring it. We're looking at it a little bit. We don't know the full details of that elephant.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll tell you what we know.
Is there a baby elephant next to the elephant?
Could be. There's a lot of... Hey, Blake Harrell talked about how you eat an elephant.
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
Yeah.
We know that. All right, so we got a lot to discuss.
How do you discuss an elephant? One
sentence at a time?
Yeah, one question at a time.
That's how we do it. All right, we got a lot to talk about here in hour number 3. Also, we'll make you a winner. We'll open up the booty bag in this hour as well. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live, hour 3. Back with you after this.
Hey guys, listen up. The next 30 seconds is very important because we have an announcement. Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop to make you look good and thoughtful. This is Ashley at Shimmer Boutique. We specialize in men's and women's apparel and also carry the biggest selection of local hats and jewelry. From Yetis to Hey Dudes, this is the place for you. Did I mention we also have free gift wrapping? Come check us out at our new location on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks. Shimmer is your one-stop shop for the whole family, and we will always make your shopping experience easy and fun.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street, and get a Fast Pass for only $9.99 at the new location on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's. What can I get you?
Can I get a vodka soda with a lime, please?
No liquor, just beer. We have beer out the wazoo.
And we don't even know what a wazoo is.
IPAs, sours, gozas, wheats, stouts, porters, you name it, we got it.
Drink 100 beers and join the Notch Club. Don't be a nerd. Ask about the Notch Club.
Yeah, we've got the best craft beer in Greenville.
Awesome. I'll take a pack to us light.
You got it, on the way.
Jack Brown's Beer and Burger Joint, located at 805 Dickinson Avenue, right in the heart of Uptown Greenville.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
The fun place to dine out with friends and family is Familia. Familia has something for everyone and offers favorites like New York-style pizza, lasagna, homemade meatballs, plus new specials like chicken parm alfredo, mahi fish and chips, chicken piccata, veggie burger, butternut squash ravioli, and more. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Register for Army ROTC to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. You could also be eligible for a full tuition scholarship. Lead the team that makes a difference. To learn more, contact Dale Anderson at 252-622-5346 or Anderson, DAL, at ecu.edu. Paid for by the United States Army.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville invites you to party on the patio. Chico's Outside Patio is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food and fun. Call Chico's now to make a reservation for any large or small fiesta with all of your amigos. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. If you're in the market for quality used vehicles, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store, and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. The Dow slipped 19 points and closed at 28,494. The NASDAQ is down 54 at 11,713, and the S&P is behind 5 points at 3,483. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, video producing today's program. Troy D is alongside, and touchdown Tony Collins
in the house.
Is in the house. Welcome back, Tony.
Good to be back, man.
This is a big day in Greenville. You had the President of the United States stopping by. You had touchdown Tony Collins returning to the Pirate Radio studios.
Wow.
I flew on the same plane he flew on.
Yeah.
What you call that thing?
Air Force One.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, not bad. I did. I was picking up the boys from school, and I said, "Hey, the Air Force One is in town." And like 2 minutes later, Bryce looks out the window. He said, "Dad, is that the plane you're talking about?" And sure enough, it was taken off. I was like, "That's pretty cool."
There it is.
You don't see Air Force One fly over your neighborhood every day now, do you?
Not really.
Yeah.
Trump. You gonna vote for Trump?
Let's not get this sideways.
He came to Greenville, man.
Well, you're Trump. You were a Trump man last go around. Are you voting for Trump?
I don't know what I'm going to do, man.
Yeah, are you undecided still?
I'm kind of.
You're one of the rare undecided people.
I'm like it's up in the air now, man. You know, they're both kind of crooked. So, who knows?
Tony is the undecided voter we've been looking for.
Who knows?
Vote for sale. How much?
Give me some money now. I'll vote for anybody.
Just kidding. All right, let's not talk politics.
Okay,
let's talk sports clip.
You want me to go?
Yeah, once you transition.
I'll go now. All right, ECU Navy coming up Saturday, noon at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Bud Light pregame tailgate begins at 8 a.m. in the morning. Troy D, should we do a full reset of where we are and the comments that were made yesterday by Mike Houston?
I think so, because a lot of folks may just be tuning in, and if they are, we don't want to take it for granted that they know where we are with everything or what the story is. And I do plan to try and get out to the stadium a little bit early, Clip, so I could, because I think part of it is we may not know officially until it's game day and who's dressed out and who isn't.
I think that might be the way you find out.
I want
There's no injury report.
Right. So that could be the big news in the pregame, and I want to try and get that to you as soon as possible. But why don't you do the reset of what happened last night?
Yeah, so usually on Wednesdays, we get the coordinators, Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Harrell.
Yeah.
This Zoom at around 6 o'clock started with the head coach, Mike Houston. He wanted to get on, address something. What did he address? Well, we'll play his comments word for word, what he had to say on Wednesday evening.
Okay, I just want to jump on real quick before the coordinators got on here. I thought it was important to hear from me first today. We all knew this year was going to have a lot of uncertainty surrounding it with the COVID-19 pandemic. We're seeing it all across the country in the sport of college football. I think particularly with some of the news that came out this afternoon that I got when I was coming off the field about the University of Alabama. Obviously, there's things at Florida. It's just, it's a different year, and we're all dealing with a lot of stuff. It's not been easy to deal with, and it's a situation that we take very seriously in the way we handle it and our protocols. The big thing is I've been really, really proud of our young men and how they've handled everything we're asking them to do on a weekly basis. Obviously, it's not normal. It's something that's, it's inconvenient. It's difficult at times, but they've done a great job of understanding the process and really trying to do a great job of adhering to it. We are dealing with some issues right now, and we'll continue to work through them as the week goes on. We had another round of testing today. So it's a situation that's still very fluid. We've had 2 really good practices, particularly today. Really pleased with the way our team practiced today, the energy, the effort, the performance. Really were able to correct some things from yesterday and really have a productive day. Feel very, very good about where we are going into the weekend. We're facing a very talented Navy team this weekend. Obviously, it's going to be a great challenge. But I feel confident our team's going to be ready to go. Not really going to discuss or get into who's available or who's not available right now. I'm excited about the group that we have on the field. We have had to make some adjustments, but those adjustments have been made and are going to continue to be made. The staff is working, very hard to ensure that we're prepared for the game this weekend. But we won't have a true picture until the end of the week of what our roster is going to look like. We knew it's going to be an abnormal year. Everybody understood that. Our players understood that, and I'm really proud of the way that they've handled the adversity. So,
all right. So Mike Houston would probably prefer to say nothing, but I guess this was prompted by rumors on social media, message boards, maybe the old-fashioned way over the breakfast table amongst friends, Troy D, that something's going on COVID-related with the football team.
All right, so I first started hearing about things Tuesday morning, that there could be this situation, And listen, we are in a business. We don't run a message board here, so we have to be careful what we report. Also, you've got to be careful in our business that you don't. This isn't an injury. This isn't something that we saw happen at practice or at a game. This is a medical situation. And I've talked to a number of people that would have knowledge of this. No one is willing to confirm or go on the record of the exact details. Even though we continue to hear things, no one is willing to say, yes, this is what it is, and I will go on the air and talk about it. Now, if the coach wanted to talk about it, he had a perfect opportunity yesterday to address it. He doesn't want to, and that's his right. His right is to coach the team. And if he doesn't want certain information out there, technically he doesn't have to put it out there. That's his right. It's our job to ask questions, and you got to balance the public's right to know versus individuals' privacy rights, and also a coach's rights to try and keep information back to not help the other team.
There's privacy and there's competitive advantage.
So you've got all this at play, and then you've got the media too. I think has been I've heard a few people say, well, how come you guys aren't reporting it? Well, I haven't seen any reports. I don't until I get it confirmed.
Right.
I'm not going to put information out there, and I've asked our staff the same thing. For no one that involved with Pirate Radio to put information out there that could be incorrect or later things. And here it is, regardless of the person. Sometimes tests come back positive, and then it's a false positive. Things change. And as he said, it's a fluid situation. The last thing you want to do is put something out there like of this stature and be wrong. Then you'll get crucified for it. So I would rather us, and when I say us, Pirate Radio, I can't speak for any other media outlet other than ours, that we err on the side of caution on this, and we proceed very carefully with this, because once again, until we get confirmation or until someone involved directly with this is willing to say, here is the situation, I don't feel comfortable going with certain rumors and stories. Now, obviously, Coach said there is a situation, and it obviously has to do with the situation of COVID-19. But that's something we've been dealing with for 7 months now. We knew this was going to come up.
Yeah.
The question is, and I asked him how many, if you don't want to give individuals, how many people has this affected? And sometimes it's not even the people that test positive, it's the contact tracing. Or it could be a situation where someone close to them has tested positive and they have to sit out due to contact tracing. So there's all these weird rules and protocols you have to deal with nowadays with the team that they're dealing with right now. And he didn't want to answer that. That's his right not to answer.
And Tony will bring you into the conversation and get back to this specific deal here in a moment, but we don't even get injury reports from college football teams anymore because you don't have to. Right. So the coaches don't want to say anything. NFL forces you to put out an injury report, but like you know how it is probably in the locker room, like, hey, don't tell anybody you're hurt, right? Or don't make sure you don't say your receiver didn't practice today, right? I mean, that stuff's like talked about in the locker room.
A lot of gamesmanship with that.
Yeah, but I'm kind of lost here. He's not telling you if there's some injuries on the team, or if it's not injuries, it's COVID or
well,
which
either or.
Correct.
Really. But they talk a little bit more about injuries than they would.
Yeah, and here's the part of the problem too. If this was last year, we'd be out there after practice, even if we're not there for the full practice, we'd be able to see if there was a player injured or if there wasn't a player participating.
Yeah,
we would know
missing.
It. Due to this COVID protocol,
can't be out there.
We are not allowed to be out there. So when I say we, I'm not talking about Pirate Radio. I'm talking about the collective media. There's no media out there. The only interaction we have now with the coaches is through the Zoom call that we get once or twice a week.
Yep.
So it's very limited. So a lot of it is, as I said, we don't get the information and access that we normally would. And this is, as I said, of a very sensitive nature that I think until they're willing to talk about it, or until it's game time and you can't hide it anymore if somebody's not there, you got to be careful what you put out there officially.
Well, but even with the COVID, if someone has COVID, isn't the game going to be canceled?
No. Well, no.
If there's an outbreak for multiple players,
if it took out too many players,
2 or 3 players, how many? What's too many?
That's a good question, and I don't know who determines that either.
And if they're backups and third strings, it may not matter. If you have your entire starter and first and second string out, you may. I mean, there are games that get postponed.
Because there's been teams, and Shirley, maybe you remember, but like, didn't App State have a bunch of players out and they played a game? I believe we've seen teams that have had upwards of like 20 guys out that have played this year.
Yeah, from what I understand, there is I think it's like a minimum, but if there's a position group that kind of, through contact tracing and whatnot, if a position group gets wiped out, that becomes the criteria to postpone.
I have been told by an ECU official that when it comes down, this is a conference game, that would be a conference decision at this point, whether a game is postponed or not, or delayed or whatever the case may be. So I don't even think at this point it's East Carolina's call. I think they could report at the conference, here's our situation, and then it's up to the conference to decide. Now, I'm not saying that that's the situation. I have now, anything's possible in this world, and they're testing again Friday, and I don't know how long it takes for them to turn around, how quickly they're going to be able to turn those tests around. Obviously, they do it before the game, but it could be Saturday morning before they do it. And you've seen games canceled a day or two out before. But I know I've talked to ECU folks I've talked to off the record have every indication they want to play this game, even if it's with some different personnel or if some people have to sit out, that there is a want to play this game. No one's, from my understanding, from ECU side, is trying to back out of this thing.
Well, and Brian Meador, our friend with ECU Pirate Video, is not an administrator or, he works with Pirate Video, but he's seen when we talked to him on the Zoom that'll be out, I guess tomorrow, Troy D, that he was
hopefully tonight.
He was super confident that that game was going to be played.
Well, and I just don't have, which is great. I don't, in this day and age, I'm not super confident about anything, as you know. I think anything could change on a dime, and every day is a different drama. But this
good news on that front, Troy. John Moody, who likes to, our boots on the ground reporter, did say they were practicing special teams today. I think it's good news that they are practicing and moving ahead with the game.
The coaches did address the media yesterday through Zoom. Mike Houston, I did get wind that Houston was going to be on it, so I wanted to try and ask. I knew, knowing Coach like I do, I knew he'd make a statement and then say, you can ask me questions, but I'm not going to answer any questions, basically, which is kind of what happened. But then I got a good relationship with Donnie. Donnie's a little talkative. I figured, I'll try and end around, and I won't ask about a specific player that everyone's asking about. I'll ask about a different player and try and, what I saw someone refer to as a backdoor question. See, and normally Donnie might answer those a little bit more, but and he referenced, I think, Mike Houston was probably within 12 feet or 12 inches of him breathing down his neck to make sure he didn't put out too much information.
So you asked, will Mason Garcia get significant playing time or possibly start? Then you asked Donnie the number of positive tests. Do you know that? And then your final plunge to the end zone, Troy, cut 6, Shirley, was your last question regarding the QBs.
Coach, just curious, how are you splitting up those reps at practice this week in the quarterback?
You're going to keep going with that until I say something, aren't you? And what you don't realize is the head coach is looking right over my shoulder right now.
I was just wondering how the reps.
Here's how we do it. We didn't do it any different this week than we always do it. The first quarterback takes the reps with the first offensive line, and then he gets a few of the ones with the 2. So we like to do things in 6-play reps, and then we re-rack it and kind of do a couple different field positions. So the first quarterback takes the first 6 reps, then he usually gets about 2 more, and then the second guy gets 4. And then if it's a scale drill or a team drill, we kind of stay with that a little bit. So the third guy, he has to learn by osmosis. I mean, literally, he gets no reps except he gets individual. And so that's what we always tell the number 3 guy. You have to get all your reps mentally, because we'd have to stay out here so long that the offensive lineman would be dead if we rep 3 quarterbacks. So only 2 guys get the reps, and the number 1 guy gets about 8 out of every 12, and the other guy gets the 4, and the third guy, he gets individual.
Clear.
So now none of the players have names all of a sudden, Troy.
And I got to give Donnie credit, man. This was a great chess match last night, because I thought I had him on the rep question. I was like, this will be good. All right, I'm going to find out here. And right when I thought I had him at checkmate, he checkmated me. He answered the question, and he gave me a legitimate answer.
A detailed answer.
My follow-up should have been, who's the first quarterback now and who's the second quarterback? Because they didn't refer to him by names. Whoever the starting quarterback is getting the reps, and they're continuing.
You wouldn't have got an answer.
I know.
You could have been there all night.
But what a great response by Donnie Kirkpatrick.
What a pro.
Matched my question that I thought had him to provide information. As I said, we're doing our job. He's doing his job.
You want to hear the ping pong match with Houston?
Sure.
I mean, while we're here, let's hear that one, Shirley. The Mike Houston Q&A.
Coach, I know you don't want to discuss names. Can you at least give us some numbers, the amount of people that are involved as far as positive test and the amount of folks through contact tracing this affects?
Well, like I said, with another round of testing this morning, it's still something we don't have a clear picture on. So we'll be able to have a clearer picture towards the end of the week.
Coach, there are obviously some rumors out there about Holton's status. Can you just address his status and if he's involved in all this?
There's no way I want to address any kind of rumor, and you know how rumors go, so you better be careful.
Did he practice today, or did quarterbacks practice?
I'm not discussing any players. That's why I said at the very beginning of this thing, just want to get on here and address that. So, any other questions?
There you go.
So I got to give Coach Houston credit. I'm here to talk about the situation. I'll be happy to answer your questions as long as it's not about the situation.
Bring the questions on. I'm ready to not answer all of them.
You can ask whatever you want to ask. I'd be happy to entertain your questions. I will answer none of them.
Yeah, so that was the deal yesterday, Troy D.
Yeah, so we could have kept going with Coach, but it wasn't going to, get anywhere.
Just keep ramming your head into that brick wall.
It could be a chance we have a different quarterback this Saturday.
It could be, Tony. I think that is the moral of the story here. That is a possibility for this game.
But as Donnie said, that could happen at any time. I mean,
wait, are you turning into a coach now?
There's a next man up mentality.
What's happening?
And that next man up could be for any number of reasons. There could be an off the field situation. There could be an injury. There could be a test, like something go haywire.
Okay, Coach, we know that. We got you.
You got to be ready at all times.
But Hope played good last week, right?
That's the deal, man. The offense was clicking last week.
So I mean,
because the O-line, the O-line plays as well as they did. It might not matter as much who the quarterback is because they played great last week. But I don't know. I guess here's the question of the day, Troy. If Holton doesn't start, who does? Is it the true freshman or the guy that's been in the system?
There's no question about it.
It's
Garcia. Yeah,
Garcia?
I've talked to people that the difference between Garcia and
Alex Flynn
is light years from people I've talked to.
And the only thing was, does he know enough, about the playbook and everything?
I don't know whether Garcia is totally ready to go, and I'm sure, there's going to be, if he does see playing time, there's going to be bumps in the road, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, and once again, he's going to be thrown in the fire if that is the case.
Yeah.
But the Flynn, I don't see that happening at all. I don't think there is no question on who the number 2 is.
Yeah,
he is firmly. If something was to happen to Holton for whatever reason, Mason Garcia will then take over the reins.
Heard a lot of good things about that kid, though.
He's one of the, if not the biggest quarterback recruit that has come to Greenville. So.
Well, and we'll see what happens, but this is, it definitely puts an interesting storyline potentially into this game if that was to develop. So we'll have to see what the storyline is after the game, depending on how he plays.
Yeah,
because could it be, hey, people, if he, and once again, it's all the what if game. But if he has an amazing game, are people all jacked up on him? And if he plays, doesn't look great, they're begging to bring Holton back, right? That's just human nature.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's going to be, the Mason's the next,
Yeah, thank goodness he's a freshman. He needs time.
Exactly. Or get this guy out of there. He's not ready.
Right, yeah.
There is another elephant in the room that is taking a back seat, and I'm kind of glad because I didn't want to talk about how many points Navy scores against ECU every game, Tony. You want to hear them just real quick?
Yeah.
28, that's good. That was 2006. 76 in
2006. 14 years ago.
So 76, 35, 56, 45, 66, and 42 last year.
Yeah.
The totals Navy has put up against ECU in this series.
Yeah, it's been ugly.
Scary.
And the question will be, can they contain it? They're not going to stop them.
Nope.
We've never stopped them.
Nope.
Can we just contain it enough that our offense could catch up and put enough on the board?
Yeah.
If you give up 35, can our offense score 42?
We got some Blake Harrell we can get to, Troy, later on in the show. I want to talk to Tony about the NFL a little bit as well. He hadn't seen his Patriots play in a while, so we'll talk about that. Let's take a timeout, Shirley. As we go to break, we need to open up the booty bag real quick and make somebody a winner.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, Troy, how about a shrimp taco, rice, and beans to Chico's?
Sweet. One of my favorites.
My go-to at Chico's every time I go. You can get it Troy D's way, which is which way?
All right, so I just get it as a regular taco. So I have them with cheese, lettuce, tomato. Because sometimes, otherwise, they'll do salsa, the cabbage, and the cilantro stuff.
Okay.
So
Take that off.
Yeah. So I have them dress it like a regular taco, like a regular chicken.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I do, here's my pro move clip, white sauce that's really good on it on the side.
Okay.
So that way I can put it on the shrimp taco, but then I also have some to dip chips in.
Tony's looking at you like...
Tony, it's a pro move, all right? Just learn
Troy's very particular about his food. It sounds good.
You know this by now.
Yeah. But you can have a shrimp taco, rice and beans and Chico's if you are caller number 12, 317-1250. And Troy, what else?
While we get our winner, let me remind you about our friend Tony Corey, another Tony we know. Did you know if you need to buy or sell a business, there is a pro ready to help you? Of course, a lot of people know who to call if you want to buy or sell a house. You call a real estate agent, but they don't know what to do for a business. Well, that's what Tony Corey does. He's with Trans World Business Advisors, 347-9606. If you're ready to get in business for yourself, if you're a manager, you want to own your own business, they have franchise opportunities, over 400 of them. They have privately held businesses ready for sale right now that could be a right fit for you. And if you're looking to sell your business, over 150,000 pre-qualified buyers in their database with Trans World Business Advisors. Tony Corey and his team can help you. He's based in Greenville, but he can help you throughout Eastern North Carolina or beyond. 347-9606 is his name with Trans World Business Advisors. Thanks to Tony Corey for his support.
We are back with you on Pirate Radio Live. More touchdown Tony Collins after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Cadillac Escalade and save over $13,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Hey y'all, it's Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's Halloween superstore for 22 years. It's been a crazy year, but Halloween is not canceled. We have everything you need to make this Halloween one to remember. And did someone say mask? Yeah, we have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. What kind of wellness services do you guys offer?
We have massage therapy with your choice of either a relaxation massage, a therapeutic stretching session, or a prenatal massage. We have foot reflexology. We partner with Pirate Cryo for cryotherapy, also known as cold therapy, and we have health and wellness coaching. And if you're interested in holistic body therapy and saving money, we encourage you to check out our wellness membership plan where you can have all of our wellness services at a constant discounted price. You can learn more today at kptonline.com.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Billy Parker, and football is here. Tailgate at home with family and friends this season and let Parker's Barbecue do all the cooking. While tailgating at your house, let us provide all the food with our delicious chicken, barbecue, seafood, and sides. We can customize packages for any size group, big or small. Give us a call today and place your order. Parker's and football, a winning combination. Also shipping nationwide at parkersbbq.com. Parker's Barbecue is how friends and family come together.
Summertime is here with hot temperatures, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It's easy to recognize pests invading your home, but a lot of people forget about moisture destroying your home's crawl space. Pest Tech is celebrating its 20th year protecting your homes using dehumidifiers, professional-grade liners, and most importantly, our licensed and highly trained technicians. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com for a free estimate on moisture control and the other silent destroyer, termites. Trust your home to the best. Pest Tech of Greenville, your East Coast exterminating professionals.
Hey, Dad, what's for dinner?
How about CPW's?
Is that the restaurant with the really good lasagna?
It sure is.
Is that the place we got the awesome meat pizza?
Yep, that's the place. Should we do dine in or take out?
I'm tired of eating it. Let's go there!
Just say no to cooking tonight and bring the family, or make it a date night at CPW's. CPW's is open daily at 3 p.m. and has been serving the Greenville community since 1995. CPW's in the Food Lion Shopping Center near the hospital.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care are the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. And congratulations to Jackie Hutcherson of Winterville. Picked up a shrimp taco lunch or dinner courtesy of Chico's. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's. Enjoy your favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Plus ice cold cervezas and Chico's famous margaritas are always available. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Who was our winner again? I'm sorry.
Jackie Hutcherson.
Congrats to Jack Hay getting that shrimp, taco, rice, and beans. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt here. Touchdown, Tony Collins hanging out with Troy D and I. And while Tony's here, I want to talk a little NFL. And I guess we have to start, at least in this room, with Troy D's Bears, who are 4-1, Tony.
Can you believe that?
Are they a real 4-1? A legit 4-1? They're 4-1.
Who was it that said you are what your record is?
Well, you right now.
No, I believe it was like Bill Belichick or somebody.
I don't know. Who they beat?
Oh, no, it wasn't. Who's the old coach of the Giants? Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells used to say, you are what your record says you are.
All right. Well, they're 4-1. They've
so you think they're Super Bowl contenders?
I'm not saying that, but they are 4-1 right now.
Here's who they've beaten. Yeah. They've beaten the Lions. They've beaten the Giants. 0 wins. They've beaten the Falcons. 0 wins. They've beaten Tom Brady.
Now, that was a good game.
That was a good game. That was probably their best win of the year.
That was a good game.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Their loss.
Oh, boy.
Man,
okay?
that was a phone.
Oh.
Their loss was to the Colts. Good thing it's already cracked. It can't be much worse. So they're off to a good start. Tony, we haven't seen your Pats in a while.
Couple of weeks.
Cam Newton looking very good as the Patriots quarterback. He leaves for a game, and things didn't go so well at the quarterback position.
Yeah, I mean, Moyer just kind of, I don't know if you watched that game. It was like a nightmare for that kid. I mean,
you can't call him a kid.
Yeah, you can't.
Old.
He's been in the league for about 10 years.
He looked like a kid. Then they brought in the kid, and he looked pretty good, Jared Stidham.
Yeah,
but they're going to go about as far as Cam goes, at least offensively, I think. And with their defense, all those guys opting out, that side of the ball struggled a little bit this year, too. But you've taught junk to the Bills. You do it every Sunday, I think, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now the Bills are pretty good, though.
The Bills, they have a really good team. They got a good quarterback. They got a good defense, and so right now they're probably the number one team in the AFC. But we got Belichick. Belichick's got some stuff up his sleeve. He's gonna come back, and they'll still win the division.
We're finally going to get that Patriots-Broncos game in, and I'm looking it up. I believe, are we going to have a Monday night doubleheader this week? Oh, Chiefs-Bills Monday night, Cardinals-Cowboys Monday night. So there are 2 Monday night games, but the Patriots game will be on Sunday. against the Denver Broncos. Panthers are a story, and they've got Troy D's Bears this week. The Panthers are 3-2. They've won 3 in a row.
Yeah, the best thing about playing the Panthers is it's a guaranteed TV game down in this market.
Correct. It'll be on Fox.
So, yeah, 1 o'clock game, I believe. So this will be a,
You think your Bears can beat them?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah. Confident Troy D.
No, I for some reason, I feel good about this game.
Yeah.
And,
Is Nick Foles not starting?
Well, it's funny. He seems to do better coming off the bench.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's the right guy right now.
I heard somebody talk about, I don't know.
Like the team rallies behind him too. Like Khalil Mack and those guys. Like they talk about Nick Foles like they never talked about Mitch Trubisky.
That says a lot too, right?
Yeah,
Your teammates talk about you.
Yeah.
But I heard, and this was about a college quarterback. He went into a game and was on fire that he didn't start. Then he had like a week to prepare, really think about what was about to happen, and played awful. I wonder if Foles has that, where if he just goes in, he's like loose and everything.
Yeah. If
he has a week to prepare for it, he freaks out. I don't know, but that's kind of been his case. Maybe his whole career, he's been better as a backup.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I've watched a lot of the Bears play, and he's looks great. I think he hasn't overthrown receivers like Trubisky has a tendency to do all the time.
Yeah, he underthrows.
And a lot of the drops from Foles are the receivers just not making the catch. If he puts it, Tony, in their hands or on the chest, on the numbers, he's done his job, right? Like, then it's on the receiver to catch. So if they have drops, that's not on him, in my book.
Nick's a better quarterback. I think the guys rally around Nick better than Mitch.
Yeah.
So it's
Trubisky's done.
And it took them, 2 games? 2.5 games? And they hadn't lost the game when they even made the change. It kind of tells you how much they wanted him in ahead of Mitchell Trubisky. So
yeah, it was the Falcons game, which the Falcons now have cleaned house.
Yeah.
They fired everybody.
When the Jets going to fire their coach, Tony?
They should have been fired him. I don't know. I don't understand why they haven't fired that guy.
Adam Gase, yeah. Troy D's favorite press conference
guy. With the crazy eyes.
And I think he peaked in Chicago. He used to be the offensive coordinator.
Well, he peaked when he was Peyton Manning's offensive coordinator, and that's in Denver.
Well, he was the only guy that got some productivity out of Cutler, I thought, in Chicago. But yeah, I don't know what he hasn't been right since they introduced him up in New York, and he looked like he was stoned out of his mind. Yeah. Like I never have seen anything like that. I've probably seen 1,000 different press conferences. I've never seen one like that.
It was really strange.
It was the weirdest look the whole time. And if it was just for like a second, it would be like, okay, it was the whole time.
He had a malfunction or something.
It was the most bizarre
wires got crossed
deal I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it and you don't know what we're talking about, Google Adam Gase press conference with the Jets.
And there's some like Photoshop like flies in there, and like people mess with it.
Hey, speaking, I wanted to mention too. We forgot we were talking about ECU earlier. One of the positive things about some of these games getting canceled or postponed due to COVID is ECU gets. We're getting dumped on ESPN Plus, which is like their lowest tier. It's not even TV; it's just digital. You can't throw it up on your TV, I guess, if you have a smart TV. But the average person doesn't have ESPN Plus. You have to pay for it extra. The average person does have ESPN or ESPN2. And they're having to backfill their programming. So this is the second time East Carolina has now gone back to a network on TV. So now the Navy game, which wasn't scheduled to be on it was going to be on ESPN Plus, is now going to be on ESPN2.
Tulsa and Cincinnati, which was a pretty good game, got postponed, Troy, and that is why ECU takes that spot. Interesting to note, too, that Tulsa game moved to December 5th now, and we're starting to see games go into December,
it's going to be a busy weekend.
Pushes back the championship game for the American. And, I mean, I think we're going to see ECU schedule a game in December. What do you think?
It's possible. Obviously, that Marshall game is one that they'd like to get rescheduled.
Right.
But the problem is if Marshall's in a Conference USA championship game that December 5th, that's going to rule it out. And why do they want to play a regular season game after they played a conference championship game?
You talked about that with Gilbert, I think.
Yeah, and even he agreed that probably didn't make a lot of sense.
But there's other teams out there other than Marshall if ECU wants to play another game.
And then what is the benefit of versus the cost of playing a game?
That's right.
If all these games are literally money losers right now, you are getting the benefit of playing a game, but financially, you're losing your tail. I mean, it is just a bloodbath financially to put on a football game. So I don't know what the motivation will be unless it was someone already on the schedule.
Right. Yeah.
Troy, I just wanted to clarify because I just kind of caught a part of that. What did you say that the Conference USA championship game is when?
I was assuming it was the 5th.
Okay, because I was going to say it's been moved.
Oh, okay.
It's been changed.
When did they move it to?
It was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It's been changed to December 18th. So that allows a 2-week window for Conference USA teams to make up games.
Yeah, that's a game changer then. I was not aware of that. It's good information.
That might end up being like championship weekend across the board as things keep
December
getting pushed
18th.
back, like just push.
Yeah, because teams are going to need some breathing room. I mean, you're seeing major programs. I mean, look at Florida; they're on hold right now, so they're going to need some time to get these games in. And really, it doesn't look like we're going to have much of a bowl season. They might play the Final Four championship, but I don't think there's going to be much of a bowl season.
They could play throughout December.
They could.
Wanted to.
So maybe with that news of them moving the Conference USA championship back, could free Marshall up for that December 5th date.
Yeah,
for ECU.
And a couple of things I like about the NFL this year, Tony Collins. I wouldn't have minded like one preseason game. 2 at the most. They went no preseason. Guess what else they took away this week?
Pro Bowl.
No Pro Bowl this year.
Who watches that anyway?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not a huge loss. What would you rather watch? A preseason most meaningless preseason game is always the 4th preseason game. They rest all the starters. Would you rather watch 2 teams you don't care about preseason game 4 or the Pro Bowl?
I would probably go preseason because the guys are trying to make a roster. Where in the Pro Bowl, they're trying not to get hurt each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most socially distanced game ever played, and they're not going to play it. Kind of interesting.
I should turn it into a tag.
And Tony, you went to a Pro Bowl, correct?
Yeah.
Well, did you get a bonus?
Actually, it was a lot different back then. We actually played, man. I mean, it was good football.
You tackled.
Yeah, it was really good football.
Was it in Hawaii?
Yeah, it was in Hawaii.
So you got a bonus check, I would imagine, some money.
Oh yeah,
you got to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So that
got
part
to take your family to Hawaii. Yeah.
The game's the worst part, right? Like everything else is good, but
the game was fun to me.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I was.
How'd you do in the Pro Bowl?
I played pretty well.
Remember your yardage?
What year?
I was in the backfield with Earl Campbell,
was it 85?
Joe Cribbs, and I had fun.
What year was it? The 85?
The 84 season.
Yeah,
83 season, 84 season, something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'll try to find his numbers here.
Yeah. Through the magic of the interwebs.
I think it's 84. It was the year of 84 I went there because I think.
Good God. I hope it won't this year. Y'all got AFC got beat 45-3. Was it that game?
No.
Okay, maybe it was the next year. Okay. Well,
try 83.
Our game was close.
I tell you what, let's take our final time out. We'll come back, wrap up today's edition of Pirate Radio Live, and we'll see if we can find Tony's Pro Bowl stats when we return here on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Hey guys, this is Amanda from the Man Cave. Do you need your hair cut, or what about a beard trim? The Man Cave is the newest spot just for you. I'm the local owner, and my goal is to make sure you have a place to be pampered and treated like a man. We don't have the girly stuff. Our cave is masculine. Enjoy a game of pool or free snacks or adult beverages during your service. The Man Cave is now open next to Lighting by Design on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
Love Jersey Mike subs? Love them times 12 with our new catering box. Packed full of a dozen individually wrapped subs. They're yours for the sharing. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
It's Jersey Mike's time. One Club Supreme? Check. What's Aaron's Way? Only $2.99 for Pepsi and Lay's? I'm in. Order your sub Aaron's Way on the Jersey Mike's app or visit a Jersey Mike's store.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
2020 certainly hasn't been the year many of us were hoping for, but one thing has stayed the same. I'm Tim Sutton with Greenville Auto World, and our commitment to our customers has never wavered. Let Greenville Auto World show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Greenville. We believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Your vehicle is a big investment, and our customers trust us to keep them up and running with outstanding service and value. For Greenville Auto World, cross from Hardee's at Bells Fork.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Can't make it to the game? Relax. Bostic Sugg Furniture can provide you with the best seats in the house. We have the area's largest selection of Lazy Boy motion furniture in stock and ready to go. Lazy Boy recliners, reclining sofas, love seats, and reclining sectionals in hundreds of colors, styles, fabrics, and leather, all at a very comfortable price. Remember, when it comes to Lazy Boy motion furniture, we're your ticket to the best seats in the house. Bostic Sugg Furniture in Greenville.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs of Greenville. Right now, for a special time, Sparky Snowballs is open every day from noon to 8 in the Food Truck Rodeo on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road. Stop by for a delicious icy treat. Plus, did you know Sparky's also has funnel cakes and fried Oreos too? Support your local Food Truck Rodeo every day from noon to 8 on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road. Sparky Snowballs, serving delicious icy treats to smiling faces for over 20 years. Visit Sparky's on Facebook or SparkySnowballs.com.
This is ECU assistant football coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Guys, you cannot impress the ladies with that sloppy, unkept look, and that goes for you married guys, too. Time to get to the Man Cave in Greenville, the premier destination for professional manicures, pedicures, and hair services for men only. Enjoy a cold beverage, a snack, and let the professionals make you look your best. Visit mancaveandnails.com and book your appointment today. The Man Cave is now open on the corner of Fire Tower and Evans. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Braun.
All right, Shirley. And is this breaking news, or did you see this earlier today? The Falcons shutting down their training facility.
I did see it earlier today, and I forgot to write it down.
Been a tough year for the Falcons.
Yes, on and now off the field, unfortunately. All right, I could not find Tony's numbers in the actual Pro Bowl, but I do have his stats for that 83 season. Rushed for 1,000 yards.
So this was the 83 Pro Bowl.
Yes. And I don't know
but it was 84.
Right.
Wow.
I guess 83 season, game played in 84,
right.
I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. So rushed for 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's a lot of TDs for Tony Collins. Caught the ball 27 times. Before, it was kind of cool to catch passes as a running back.
Mm-hmm.
So it could do a little bit of both, 257 yards receiving. So there you go, Tony Collins getting it done.
So no Pro Bowl stats back
I don't have the actual. Now the score, Tony did say was close. I think this 20-19.
Yeah,
that ring a bell.
Yeah,
was the final score of that Pro Bowl. When Tony says they actually played football in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
used to happen. We had Johnny chiming in. Jeff Blake to my high school teammate Yancey Thigpen might still hold the record for longest pass touchdown in Pro Bowl history. So that was years after Tony. But Jeff Blake to Yancey Thigpen.
Back in the 90s.
We have not had a Pro Bowler in a long time. ECU, that is.
When's the last time ECU had a Pro Bowl?
Did David Garrard make a Pro Bowl? I want to say he did.
There's a good Clip Sports trivia question.
That is a good trivia question.
For next week, perhaps.
I believe David.
You can do a multiple choice.
You got
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson.
Man, I don't know how I forgot about him. Yeah. Chris Johnson, obviously.
But that's still getting.
What about the fullback? What about my fullback?
Leach.
Vontae Leach. He's made a couple of Pro Bowls.
Probably so, yeah. Garrard was in the 2009 Pro Bowl. Chris Johnson probably made it after that, I would think. So there you go. All right. Anything else before we wrap it up, Troy D?
No, we're good. Good show today.
Good to see Tony again.
No tailgate, man. That sucks. That's really terrible, man. They should let us tailgate.
So Troy, are you covering the game? Or are you a fan? What are you on
I'll
Saturday?
be there. I'll be in official capacity, reporter mode.
All right.
I'll be using our credential, and I'll be in the press box, and I will be filing a report with you in the pregame show.
In the 11 o'clock hour.
Yes.
We'll give you a call.
Yes.
Live on the scene. And Troy will count every number that's on the field, and I'll jot them all down. We'll figure out who's not in uniform.
And I'll be looking for some specific numbers.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Who's there.
Yeah.
Because it's not sometimes who's there, but who isn't there.
There you
that
go.
will be the news.
That is correct. What else are they hiding? That was an off the air conversation.
That's funny.
All right. Tony, good to see you.
All right, man. Nicely done, Cliff. That's funny.
Chandler, Shirley, great job as always. We'll see you Friday at 3 on Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive